Hey folks, welcome back. I think we're up. Frozen pond, stupid frog. Splat. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright folks, welcome back. Before I get into the stream here, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And what are we doing today? This is where the game explodes, guys. There's so much going on, I had to write it down. So, step 3. I've got it. This is what I've been doing the last 4 days or so, leading up to my first stream for Breath of the Wild yesterday. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be going to Lake Hylia, for sure. Actually, this was step 2 on my list, because I thought step 1 I was going to complete the Great Plateau, but that didn't work out. So yeah, we're kind of still on step 2, even though it's part 3. So yeah, Lake Hylia Tower, guys. Right behind me, that's exactly where my thumbnail came from. Reason being is there's a Dragon Bone Moblin club. And we're going to get the bone system, guys. That club is going to be absolutely enormous. You are going to be just going out, cutting through just about everything. That's going to be the weapon of choice for Hinox, amongst many other things. Horse God. I'm going to show you guys where the Horse God is at. And before I actually keep babbling here, I do need to plug in my laptop so I don't forget that fun, because we all know what happens when I don't plug in my laptop. Alright, let's make sure that didn't mess anything up. Hey the gamer, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Hope you're having an awesome start to your weekend for sure. Alright, so yeah, moving on from the tower, guys. The bone system, all that's going to be just awesome. But yeah, the Horse God. Horse God, guys, I'm not necessarily going there to do any Horse God type business. What I am going there for, though, is for you DLC users, there's going to be a very special chest there. It's going to be a saddle for the horse that'll let you whistle the horse anywhere. It doesn't have to be nearby. You can literally be anywhere on the map, with a couple of isolated exceptions, but more or less anywhere on the map you can whistle that horse, it'll spawn in right in front of you. Really awesome. So that's right by the Horse God. Not only that, non-DLC users, you're going to want to go there too. Tons of insects, butterflies, darners, tons of them. Frogs, tons of them. Endura carrots, tons of them. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to go to the Horse God. And guys, it's all going to be on the way, because right after we go to the Lake Tower here, and that Dragon Bone Moblin Club, there's going to be shock arrows to come. There's going to be a shrine down here. There's just a lot to do. So yeah, we're going to take those shock arrows and kind of go that way. And we're going to get ourselves a 5-star speedster horse. We're going to ride that sucker out to register it. And the Horse God is on the way. More or less on the way. On the way-ish. It's kind of on the way. There's a little bit of a detour. You're not really going to notice it much on the way. So yeah, guys, all that stuff speaks volumes for how much fun we're going to have in this stream. Not only that, we're going to be hitting a couple of shrines. One's going to have an ancient core, and guys, we need those ancient cores. We're going to go get our Sheikah Slate upgraded ASAP. We need 3 of those bad boys, so I'm definitely going to take you to one shrine that's got an ancient core. There's going to be 3 altogether, hopefully all in this video, we'll see. Depends on how long it takes me to get out there, but yeah, guys, just gemstones. Gold rupees, we're going to find more than one. There are several gold rupees coming up on this route. That is going to be huge, especially for that buying power for you non-DLC users if you have to go buy the bone suit, because it is not cheap. I think it's about 1,800 just to buy the suit outright. Then you need money for fairies, and it just starts getting super expensive. So anyway, yeah, we're definitely going to hook you guys up. We're going to make sure we're all squared away to get all these things knocked out. The 5-star speedster horse, guys, that horse really opens up the game. Fastest mode of transportation in the game. It really is worth the time to make sure you get one. Fairies. That's another reason to go to the Horse God, guys. Fairies. DLC and non-DLC users alike, you're going to want those fairies. That's a lifeline. That's better than phone a friend, because they come right away. You don't have to make a phone call. Let's see here. Yeah, I talked about the insects, DLC. Yep, I think that's pretty much it. Ancient core. Gerudo weapons, more Gerudo weapons to come. I don't know if we're going to get a royal. It depends again. It depends on how far we go. But definitely more Gerudo weapons. Yeah, more Karoks, more gems, more rupees, just the whole 9 yards, guys. It's going to be an awesome, awesome stream. So before I get into it, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And with that, peace out, Home Scout. Actually, stand by. Ah, sweet deal, gamer. Yeah, that slate, that's nice to have. And it's hard to go back when you start a new game. It's like, oh, I don't have that anymore. Definitely noticeable. See you later, alligator. Alright, guys. Get her done. We're just going to go for it. Now, I kind of took the liberty of warping back up topside just to make this a little bit quicker, you know, fly on out. But if you want to go by foot, you should, because there's insects out here. You're going to find butterflies and darners. Now I'm going to try to save a little bit more time moving forward in my streams and just wait till I get the stealth to collect the insects, because you can just kind of walk around, pick them up quickly. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to slow step it. So it's definitely going to be the way to go for me moving forward anyway. Because honestly, the Great Plateau should not have taken me 4 hours. I mean, 3 hours is already a long time, and, you know, like I said, normally I can breeze through that in 3 hours or less. So yeah, just... I'm going to try to make a better effort to kind of stay focused, stay on track. Avoid the shiny rocks. Okay, guys, here's one of those fish I kept talking about in the last stream this morning. The hardy bass. Come on. Yeah, the hardy bass. Those are definitely nice to have. And I let my hardy lizard get away, but there'll be more. There's some in the rainforest. So they're around. We can make a good hearty elixir that way, dump some fish into that. Or you can just, you know, toss 5 fish into the cooking pot. You get 10 extra hearts for doing that. Now that's not the kind of extra hearty meal I'm talking about. I've been talking about going to the rainforest because, guys, we're going to be pushing 20 plus extra hearts out of each meal. That's where you're not going to have to worry about your heart containers anymore once we get the ingredients to make those hearty meals. Super awesome. Once you have that... That's really when the combat in the game opens up to you. Not only that, we use those in conjunction with all the mighty stuff. So, like, all the attack power meals I keep talking about. Those are used in conjunction with the extra hearts. So yeah, combat is definitely accessible to you at that point. Alright, let's go ahead and get our chest. You can see the yellow rune really lights them up. Light them up, up, light them up. I'm on fire! I've been working on it. Alright, so I know we don't have the map, but you can get a pretty good feel for where we're at. Just by line of sight anyway. You know, you've got good land markers here, Great Plateaus that way. The bridge, which you can't see right now because it's storming. And speaking of the rain, guys, that kind of causes problems trying to get up these ice blocks sometimes. So I'll do my best here. Now, there's another chest over that way, but we can't quite get it. The ice block is up too high, and that's too deep. Submagnesis just doesn't quite reach it. If you really want that chest, there's a raft, like, way over there. You need to get a Korok seed and just kind of blow the sail, you know, and push the raft over here, and that's low enough to the water. You can actually get that chest. From what I remember, it wasn't worth all that trouble, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore and avoid it for now. But I did want to make sure I mentioned that, just in case you folks do want to put the time into getting that chest. I wish I could tell you what was in it. For the life of me, I just can't remember. Alright. Definitely go ahead and stamp that sucker as well. And guys, we're going to be selling all our amber, all our opal. That should give us all the coinage we need to get the stealth suit and the first Great Fairy Fountain open. And I'm just kind of taking an extra minute to look around for fish. I want more hardy bass if possible, but definitely more staminoka bass. And normally when it's not raining, you can see them pretty good. You know, you can see them moving around under the water. They're pretty clear. But in weather like this, it's tough to see them. Sometimes I'll be standing right on top of one. I won't even see it until I plop down in the water and it kind of scares away. I was like, oh, there's a fish right there the whole time. Okay. But yeah, only in the storm, it's tough to see like that. And I actually want to go ahead and get that guy. Reason being is the balloons, guys. You can use the balloons instead of trashing your weapons. I think I actually just stepped on a fish. You can use the balloons to move objects out of your way instead of using stasis and trashing your weapons. So that's my preferred method. Definitely like the octo balloons for that reason. So yeah, we'll sidestep just for that. It was funny, I turned Tears of the Kingdom back on this morning after I was done streaming to help somebody out in comments that had a question about some save files after killing Ganon. And I was like, man, I forgot how to play this game already. Like, all the mechanics are so different. I had to sit there and fumble with it for a while. I was like, how do you, like, tip arrows again? And how do you use the runes? It was ridiculous. Okay, I think I'm good now for looting purposes. There's that slippery wall. Thanks to the rain. If you can put them close enough, sometimes you can avoid, you know, wasting time sliding. But you gotta get that just right. To where Link's feet almost catch the edge. Alright, I don't believe there's any chests or anything here, but there is a Korok seed, and there's usually more hardy bass around these islands. Usually. Not always. But more often than not, I see at least one kind of swimming around here somewhere. Not seeing them right now. And you've got plenty of time on this one, by the way. Okay, there's my hardy bass. So if you want to do a little bit of fishing on your way out, you can. The wheel's about halfway gone right now, and I've really been taking my time here. Plenty of time to spare. Alright, moving right along. So I'm gonna kind of sort of make my way toward the tower now, and thankfully the sun is out and the birds are chirping and the weather is beautiful. So hopefully fishing will be a bit easier now. Uh-oh. I was worried I was gonna land back in the water there and cough up a heart. Fishy, fishy. If I could get at least 5 hardy bass, that would be ideal. Get a good hearty meal cooked up before even going out to the rainforest. The bad thing about the hardy bass is they don't give you a ton of extra hearts. Yeah, you get 2 per fish, you know, it's not great, but it's better than nothing. At this point in the game, it's probably worth it to cook that up. Especially considering, you know, we're not going to encounter anything too terribly dangerous just yet. But some of these things that we are going to encounter pack up more of a punch than what we're used to so far. So yeah, I'd definitely like to have that that little bit of extra something something just to help out with that. Oh, what happened there? I could blame the controller or the buttons not working. So I'm going to do that. That was the controller and the buttons not working, because this controller is garbage. I bought one of the magnetic sensors because I'm tired of controller drift, and the magnetics, you don't have to worry about that. But wow, this controller, it's very clumsy, it's very clankety, I don't know how to say it. It's like somebody took a whole bunch of spare bicycle parts and put together a controller. It's kind of what it feels like I'm playing with right now. So yeah, guys, don't worry though. It's all good. It's okay because I already ordered a new Switch Pro controller. And don't worry, it's on back order, so I'm sure it'll be here sometime before I finish this playthrough. I hope. But it's okay, it's on back order, so I think we'll be okay. Ah, more fishies. Don't mind if I do. That's stamina, guys. And you're going to want tons of stamina for horse catching. Like, you can really chew through the stamina just getting the horses. Not only that, where we're going in the rainforest, lots of climbing to do, lots of stamina needed. Definitely and definitely. Alright. Punish the croc for his insolence. Ah, more hardy bass. You ask and you shall receive. Pow! Now there's sometimes an octorok around these islands and I usually get pelted right upside the nugget. I'm going to try to pay a little bit more attention to that this time. I'm not seeing him just yet, but sometimes he'll spawn in and pelt me pretty good before I even know he's there. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, you know, more weapons. I want to say this is only a soldier spear right now. If it is, I've already got one, I'll put it back. Ooh, it's a knight's. Yeah, I'm taking that. So yeah, not only are we going to get Gerudo weapons, which are knight's equivalents, we're going to get actual knight's weapons. Kind of forgot about that. Now I know the map really isn't going to help you much right now, but don't worry, as soon as we get this tower, that whole map is going to fill in. And then I'll go back through and show you all the stamps that we've put down so far. Okay, I just found that pesky... Actually, he's a bit far away. But I don't have my Majora's Mask on. For you DLC users, put Majora's Mask on here. That'll really help with all these Lizals. But I'm going to show how it's done without. As promised. So yeah, these Lizals, they'll get away from you. They're a little bit hyper-aggressive. They jump around all over the place. They spit at you. But these are just green, so they die pretty quickly. The only bad thing is they like to sit in the water and shoot you. Excuse me. And that can be a problem. Trying to get them up onto land so you can actually kill them. He's about to pelt me. The good thing is, if you put an ice block down, that'll protect you at least from getting pelted. I missed the head. There we go. Link. I was supposed to take out my bow there. That did not work out. Come on, Poppy. Come to Papa. Ouch. And I don't have time for all this. So yeah, you can just get the you can just get the headshots. Oh wow, that smarted. So he was holding a knight's weapon. Or a knight's equivalent weapon. That Lizal boomerang, I think that's a knight's equivalent weapon. So yeah, ouch! First death of my BotW playthrough. But what do I say? Death is a learning experience. And unfortunately, I didn't have a save down there. So whatever I might have collected over here is already gone forever. But again, guys, the great thing about Breath of the Wild is death is just kind of part of it. I don't mind it. The last save was never very far away. And every time you open a chest, get a seed, just random stuff like that. It always auto-saves. So right where I open up that halberd chest is where I got my auto-save. So yeah, we're definitely good to go. Ooh, purple rupee out of that. Nice. Okay, so if you can get the headshots, go for it. Ouch. I am missing like it's free tonight. Not my brightest moments in combat. But same kind of thing, guys. The talons are like the teeth, so that's your B grade. And then, of course, the horns are the horns, so that's your C grade. Now, Lizals don't drop guts. There's no Lizal guts. But there are different types of Lizal horns. So like if it's an electric Lizal horn, or wait a minute, is that BOTW? Heck, I can't remember now. Oh, there's always a beetle on this tree. Oftentimes the Lizals will scare him away. I just happened to get lucky there. Alright, first shrine. It's high time for shrine time. Maybe by the time we come out it'll quit raining. Must be monsoon season at Lake Hylia. Shatter the heavens. So you see that little funnel, go ahead and stick your round bomb on in there. And this is the nice thing about Breath of the Wild is you get 2 bombs. You can actually lay 2 bombs. So what we're going to do is we're going to detonate the round bomb first. And you got to be kind of quick with this one. And as soon as that hits the ceiling, go ahead and detonate your second bomb. So again, you have to be kind of quick with that. You might have to give it more than one go, but that's basically how it's done. And then once you got that sorted out, you can stick another round bomb in the funnel. And now Link will be the bomb. And immediately go off to your left, there's a treasure chest. Now you might not need this at this point in the game because we've been getting some really good weapons. But just to show you what's in here, I'll go ahead and scoop it up. So it's a hair better than, you know, the soldier's broadsword, but definitely a good one-handed swinging weapon for sure. Well, I'm still carrying a Traveler's Claymore. That is nuts! So folks, I genuinely hope that helped you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright guys, I'll come back on briefly, catch up on chat window. I'm away from the chat window, by the way, so if I'm not responding right away, that's why. So apologies for the delay in responding here. My second playthrough, I did great plateau in 30 minutes. Yeah, the gamer. So yeah, if I'm just doing like the shrines, you know, just to hurry up and get off the Great Plateau, get the paraglider, whatever, you can do it pretty quickly. I was really trying to 100% the thing. So every treasure chest, every little mushroom, you know, stuff like that, I wanted to make sure I was super thorough. But again, if I'm being super thorough, it's closer to 3 hours if I'm paying attention. If I'm paying attention, and I'm not getting too shiny rocked, which, yeah. Not only that, I go off the Great Plateau. So, like, I do these little, like, these little mini milk runs right off the Great Plateau, get some really awesome stuff. Hey, Dee, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Kathy? Let's see, who do we have here? We got the gamer Kathy. Hello, Kathy, by the way, if I haven't said hi already. Dee, hello. Jim Lewis, welcome. Wanda, what's up? Brad, hey. Wow, it's turning into a party tonight. Marigold? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's stick drift. So the bad thing about this controller in particular, it's magnetic, yeah, but there's no soft lead-in. So like you move the joystick, nothing happens, and all of a sudden, pow, it takes off. So like there's a missing chunk of mobility there that I really hate because those real fine-tuned motor skills, you know, to get things moving real slowly, it's not there. It's either like all or nothing. So yeah, I definitely need a new controller for many reasons. Kinda sorta, Marigold. Kinda sorta. I'm not going to cover Lake Hylia super in-depth. I'm really just here for the shock arrows, if I'm being honest, and of course the tower, the map. Maybe the Dragon Bone Moblin Club, but yeah, I really want the horse, so it's definitely horse catching time, ASAP. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and break out here. We'll see you back in a bit. Peace out, Home Scout. I don't know if any of you guys were on when I died, but that was a badge of honor moment. Rest in peace. A stall Lizal popped up holding the knight's equivalent of the whatever the heck they hold, the boomerangs. Yeah, that hurt a lot. Wowzers, that was a one-hitter quitter. I'm pretty sure I was topped up. There's another one. This time I'm going to pay a little bit of attention and not allow that to happen again. Yeah, they smart, man. These things are no joke. There we go. No more messing around. Now, this is a soldier's bow equivalent, but honestly, they break super fast, so unless you really need it... Actually, it's probably better than what I'm holding. Yeah. I would probably use that as a backup or until I get something better, personally. Just because, again, they're kind of brittle. It's better as a filler weapon than anything. Okay, so we got another green Lizal down there. But honestly, I don't care too much about... Oh, mental note of that Zora. Later on, after we clear the Zora's domain quests, there will be a side quest that opens up after the Divine Beast is done. And we have to go find a missing Zora. That's exactly where they are. So just make mental note of that here in Lake Hylia. And when the time comes, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so I'm going to stick an ice block out there because there's another chest. And guys, this is a long-distance bow. So yeah, definitely want to take a moment and get that. And you guys, I'm sure you see what I see. Do you see what I see? And I don't know if I can avoid that Lizal. I'm going to try, just because I don't feel like dealing with it. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm going to go kill that Lizal. Why? Because I feel like retribution is needed for his dead skeleton brother who killed me. Oh, he's got a shock arrow. That's not great. So that's a big problem in water. If that shock arrow landed in water, the arc will really knock it out of your hearts. But it's good to know because he's got freaking shock arrows. I'm not sure if I knew that because I usually just avoid that dude. So there you go, guys. Shock arrows. You should probably put a hard save down before attempting that. I love how the fish are out of water and they're like flopping around. Okay, I think I see... I spy 2 more hearts. Alright. Now this bow, guys, long distance bow. The attack power isn't going to be impressive, but that's not the point of this bow. And I don't think I really talked about that because I got a lot of questions on this earlier. I call it the phonics bow, but basically it's a long distance bow. And it zooms in better and it shoots farther than anything that we've been using so far. So again, it's not about the attack power, it's about the distance. So just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. That's the regular old bow that we've been using. And then you've got the long distance bow, which really zooms in your shot. Not only that, the arrow shoots quite a bit farther. I don't know if it's quite double the distance, but it's noticeably farther, whatever the distance is. So yeah, definitely want to go ahead and keep a long distance bow stocked. There's going to be several reasons for that. One is, you know, of course, combat. You can arch or snipe things from a distance with that bow, which is really nice. I don't want to toast an ice arrow here. So anyway, yeah, this is a good two-handed swinging weapon. It's the soldier's equivalent of what we were using. So that Traveler's Claymore can go bye-bye. And that is a very decent two-handed swinging weapon, at least for this stage in the game. I didn't mark that chest. Tisk, tisk. I don't even know what I was talking about just now. Spacing. Okay, I'm not seeing any more fishing to do. Oh, just in time for me to get across the water, the rain. Perfect timing. On my dry run, it did not rain this frequently. What is happening? Whoopsie! Ah, perfect. Don't mind if I do. Oh wait, those aren't hardy, are they? They all start looking the same after a while. I honestly don't know why I made that ice block. So the good thing is, rain or shine, you can make this kind of sort of climb. It's not really a climb per se, but there are a couple of sticky spots here where it'll make it feel like it's starting to turn into a climb. Oh man, my crickets got away. So I thought in the rain you were quiet, but maybe I still have to slow down a little. But the rain kind of masks your noise to a degree. So walking up on insects and stuff is usually a little bit easier. Alright guys, so here it is, Lake Hylia Tower. I'm going to ignore these because they have nothing for me. Now there's bobkins and stuff down in these trenches. Again, they have nothing for me. There's Lizals down in this trench. But that's not what I'm not here for any of this. You know, we're going to come back through here and we're going to do all this. We're going to kill all this stuff with better weapons, better, you know, better super suits. And, you know, do this the right way. But for now, you know, just try to go for the tower. Ignore all the shiny stuff. We will definitely be coming back. There is a nice chest here, so go ahead and scoop that up. Oh, and in case you're wondering, like, why that chest doesn't show up for you, you have to be looking at it the right way. Like, it despawns if you stand on the other side of the water, so you can really only get it from this side. Okay, now that's a black bobkin holding a dragonbone moblin club. If you thought that bony Lizal killed me in one hit, Link's kids will die with that hit. I mean, it's bad. So yeah, we're not going to tangle with him right now. What I would normally do is use a shock arrow. He would drop the weapon, then I'd go pick it up and just warp away. But, you know, we're going to come back to this, guys. Before the blood moon, I definitely want to hold that weapon in my own two hands. Because after the blood moon, that weapon will respawn, so will the bobkin. And we can come back and get another one. So, you know, it's kind of important to get that before the blood moon at least. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the tower done before I do anything. Actually, I mean, I could kill him, just you cannot let him hit you. That is very bad. Yeah, I'm going to come back to this. I want to do it, you know, keep beginners in mind and stuff. And just in case you were not lucky enough to get the shock arrows off that Lizal out by the lake like I was, I'm going to show you guys where there's some chested shock arrows. And then once we have that and it's not raining, then we'll go get that Moblin club out of that dude's hands. Uh-oh. Yikes! That was a close call. So we need one more spirit orb, guys. And then we can go get another stamina. And that's going to make a huge difference in situations like this. Not to mention the bullet time. Okay, now once you activate the first tower right off the Great Plateau, it doesn't matter which one. You can go to Lake Hylia, you can go out toward Hestu and Kakriko, you can go to literally any other tower. And that's going to activate a superpower on the Sheikah Slate so that we can then start searching for shrines. And for you new players out there, that's going to be very helpful. Because some of these shrines are hidden. So if it wasn't for that Sheikah Slate beeping, kind of pointing the way, so to speak, you'd never know it was there. Alright, while that's tinking, I'll come back on and catch up. Sylvia, hey, welcome. Good to see ya. Oh, wait a minute. I need to back up. I missed a lot. Okay, so that is now our shrine sensor. Yeah, the gamer, I know. That controller drift. It used to get me in Fortnite. I'd put the controller down to go to the restroom or something, and then all of a sudden I was no longer in my hiding place. So I was like, ugh! Too late. So yeah, Kathy, you're welcome. The funny thing is, so I was like terrified to die in this game. I mean, but it's going to happen, right? I mean, even when I got the heart containers first, I was still dying all over the place. But anyway, you know, when I'd roll up on something and be like, okay, I can't die this time. I'd be shaking, you know, my palms sweating. And I was like, wait a minute. So then I went ahead and put down that save and I just walked out there and I stood there and I let them kill me. And then I did that a couple more times. And then I kind of like desensitized myself a little bit from the death. And I was like, oh, okay, who cares? No harm, no foul. Like, all my stuff is still there. Save file worked. It's whatever. So anyway, that's how I got over it. Now it's just like, whatever. I'm not terribly concerned about death. But again, it's a learning experience. That's how I justify it. Hey, Sunny. What is up? Glad you can make it tonight. Wow, we got a full house. Just about. Yeah, Sylvia, welcome. I don't know if I've said hi to you yet tonight. Definitely good to see you. And wow, my computer is hiccuping. Here we go. My feedback window is completely frozen, and sometimes when I see that, like, it means the internet's stuck, so wanted to make sure we were actually still streaming here. Oh, thank you so much, Marigold. It's nice to know you're enjoying the watch party, so to speak. Yeah, I guess I never looked at the chat like that, but it is nice to converse. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Sylvia. Thank you so much. I'm definitely glad you're enjoying the BOTW, and I'm definitely glad to hear it was helpful. Yeah, Kathy, it really is a good group. It's truly an awesome group of people that hang out here. Much love, everybody, for sure. Silent Soliloquy, good evening indeed. Hello. Brad, believe me, it's been on my mind. I'm like 100 stamps, 100 stamps, 100 stamps. And my brain's already started melting looking at the isolated plateau, so... You're already reading my mind, Brad. Good one, Dee Dee. No rain on the first time through. Is that why it was a dry run? Well, it was a very dry run until I jumped into the water intentionally. I don't know what is going on with the weather. I hope that's not a Switch 2 thing. I'm not sure I know what a PFP is. I'll have to admit I'm not quite familiar with that acronym. Did I miss a Jennifer somewhere? If I missed a Jennifer somewhere, I'm sorry I didn't say hello. Hey, Jim Lewis, exactly. Yeah, more stamps and emojis. Those are my 2 requests for the next Zelda game. There needs to be at least 1,000 stamps. Anything less than 1,000 stamps is not going to be okay. Oh yeah, good call, Brad. I could do that with the attack power meal and take out that Bobkin. But again, I'll show it like without having to do the combat for folks that might be new to the game. And then maybe I'll go in there and kill them. But yeah, I'll try to do it that way first, at least. Hey, Keely, welcome. Good to see you. Uh-oh. Not quite yet, Sonny. We're working on the horse. As soon as I get these shock arrows here, these chests out of the lake, we're definitely going horse hunting. I love this part of the game. So much fun getting the horses. Funny, on the dry run, like a couple of days ago, I'm like, oh, I finally got the 3 spur. It's going to be the 5-star speedster. I took my time with it. I rode all the way back to that stable. It was not a 5-star speedster. But it felt fast, like it had me fooled. And then I found an actual 5-star speedster, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. There it is. Just Shay, hey, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. Just Shay, using those bomb arrows? Yeah, we need to have a counter running. How many times I blow myself up with bombs? Any kind of bomb. Like, it's gonna happen. Good to know, The Gamer. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. More stamps, 100%. Yeah! We need to rise up. I think if all of us emailed Nintendo, they'd be like, okay, maybe we'll give them a few more stamps. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, Silent Soliloquy is Jennifer. I knew that. It's right there. Wow. Pew. See, the man bun doesn't keep the stuff from going over my head. It's failing. Yeah, I got you, Just Shay. It's intimidating. Like, if you just pick the game up, you don't know anything about it, you run into these enemies, you don't know what to do. I would just freeze up. I would just stand there, you know, making short-circuiting happen all over my brains. Okay, Sylvia, I hear you on the Lionels. That's a tough enemy. That's definitely a later game enemy. Arguably, they're tougher than Ganon, so, like... yeah, I'm going to try to walk you guys through that, you know, especially for the new players. I'm going to try to slow it down a little and give you guys different kind of, like, approaches that you can use. But the Lionels, that's definitely something we're going to focus on in this playthrough. Matter of fact, right after we do this whole, you know, get the horse and go to the rainforest, Lionel hunt, guys, right away. Red Lionels, we're going to go kill them. So I'm definitely going to show you some different angles of approach, different attack methods. New players will especially appreciate some of that. But that doesn't happen until after we upgrade the Sheikah slate. So definitely a lot to come where Lionels are concerned. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get myself out of the way and get back into some gameplay here. Loving the chat, guys. We'll see you back here in a few. Peace out, Home Scout. I hear you, Keely. Yeah, the Great Plateau was, like, safe. Oh, wow, that takes me back to my first playthrough. Like, I had to check every little nook and cranny. Everything. I was like, oh, is that a twig? I'm going to go investigate that. Why? Because I can. It was pretty awesome, though. Alright, guys, so now that we got our map filled in, I'll just kind of show you guys where my badge of honor is there, courtesy of the dead Lizal. That was not awesome, by the way. There's those 2 chests that we scooped up out of the water, and of course the one here, the stamp didn't stay there, because I guess I put that stamp down post-mortem. But yeah, that's where that chested Knight's... what was it? The Knight's Halberd was. And then, of course, we got our Phonics bow, long-distance bow right there. Booyah, baby. And I put a chest here. I don't know why I put a chest here. That honestly does not belong there. Okay, anyway, we're going to come back to the Bobkin. So for now, I just wanted to show you guys these chests. Let's go right first, just right of the bridge. We're looking for like a little bit of a beach landing, and I'll show you on the map kind of where we're heading. You can see it from the map, as a matter of fact. The reason being is we got a couple of Korok seeds around here. But what I'm really after is those shock arrows. Because, guys, the moment we get those shock arrows, it's game on for the 5-star Speedster horse. I absolutely love these horses. They really rocket across the map. The only bad thing about them is sometimes they're so fast, like they're too fast for their own britches. They have trouble staying on the path. Like, they keep getting hung up, you know. It'll get angry and whatever, you know, that noise is. How did that go again? Yee! So yeah, it's just not great for that reason. So, you know, you have to slow it down on bridges. You have to slow it down on tight curves. But besides that, they're really awesome horses. Ah, nuts. You will not escape me, fish sticks. What bow am I using right now? Yeah, it's okay. Alright, not sure if these are my shock arrows yet, but there's definitely shock arrows somewhere around here. Now, I don't normally like these weapons. Yes, it packs a good punch. 25, that's great, you know? But you can't swing them the way I do with the other two-handed swinging weapons. You can only, like, swing them twice. So they're good, but you cannot do the roundhouse attacks, the charge attack. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that chested. Shock arrows, baby. So if you didn't get shock arrows off that Lizal like I did, that's going to be your first shock arrows of the game. How many stamps do I have left? I'm almost halfway done with stamps? I haven't even done anything yet. But no, it's too early in the playthrough for a stamp rant, so I'm going to cease and desist. We're not going to talk about the stamp issue right now. Because I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So guys, we still have half of our stamps left. So you know it's okay. Okay, now we're gonna come up... I just overshot that ice block like a big giant genius. Yeah, definitely got some more hardy bass out there. Loving that. And some more stam. Definitely loving that. Oh, that's not stam. Disregard. Oh yeah, and there's also another Korok seed over here. One of those pesky little hidden acorns, which I don't think we've seen that yet in my playthrough. We saw a hanging one, but this is slightly different from that. Okay, now we still have just slightly less than half of our stamps left. So the glass is still almost half full. Almost. And if close can count in horseshoes and hand grenades, then I'm gonna call it. Call it good enough. So that shield I just scooped up, it's great, but it's metal, so you gotta be aware of thunderstorms. Okay, so there's some more shock arrows, guys. Awesome stuff. Okay, and that is going to be the tree with that hidden croc husk. And the great thing about this is you don't necessarily need to waste your bows and arrows. You know, save your durability for enemies. You can use bombs on all these suckers. Makes it really nice. Oh yeah. Loving that. Just to show you on the map where I wound up there. Now guys, we're not done here. Normally what I would do is get away from here, you know, go back to the tower, get some more shock arrows and some other fun stuff. But, I actually want to take you to a little well-known spot where there's a couple of quick croc seeds we can scoop up. On the way kind of back to the tower, there's going to be 3 quickies. Not only that, I mentioned there's some, like, defense ingredients around here. And right here in this little forest, now be careful, there's a bunch of rock octoroks in here that'll pop up and pelt you. Or not rock octoroks, just like forest octoroks. And, yeah, they can really kind of get super frustrating. But there's a lot of iron shrooms in this forest. So if you really want defense type ingredients, that's going to be probably a good early game place to go. Okay, so there's our first one. I guess I don't need that pin anymore. So yeah, feel free to loot the woods. I mean, don't go too deep into these because we're going to come through here. That's kind of like my route to get out to the rainforest. And it's coming, guys. The one thing I regretted in my first playthrough was I didn't really take the time to prepare for the rainforest. I just wanted it so bad. I kind of skipped a lot of things, and I wished I had more inventory when I took you guys out there. That was kind of like one of those, you know, afterthought regret type of things. I was like, you know, I could have taken just an hour. We could have gone and found, you know, Hestu, at least his first location. But it would have been nice. So yeah, we're definitely going to go out to the rainforest a little bit more prepared than what I did in my first playthrough. We're going to get some more inventory. Oh, that worked out. I didn't realize I dislodged that rock, but that rock just kind of found its own way in. Nice. So yeah, between the more inventory, because guys, there's so many weapons out there, and they're all like Knights and Royal. So, you know, it's just really not awesome when you find all these awesome weapons and you just don't have the inventory to support picking the things up. And not only that, the bone weapons, guys. I found a couple more locations for some good early game bone weapons. So just all the way around, we need, you know, we need to be a little bit better prepared. Alright, so 33 seeds, guys. All that's getting dumped into inventory here real soon. Just to kind of show you what that looks like on the map there. Everything we just did on that side. We'll call that right Twix. Now we're going to left Twix. And while that's thinking, I'll catch up on chat here if that's even possible anymore. Oh good, my wind is working. Yeah, Sylvie, I'm just reading your comment there about the lightning on Eventide. That is nuts! And what's even worse is when you kill, like, all this stuff, and then there's a blood moon. And then they all come back to life. Yeah, that's a great time. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up here with this Bobkin that I keep talking about. Always, always, always drop that hard save in case things go terribly wrong. And wouldn't it be funny if I had a blood moon tonight, so I need to hurry the heck up. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill him with one shock arrow. Pow! He's going to drop his weapon. We're going to get rid of some random weapon here and pick that up. So this is how you do it and you don't have to worry about, you know, going to combat. Because honestly, guys, for new players, that's a tough fight. That Black Bobkin, he's aggressive, and that weapon really hurts. And, you know, a spear will kind of keep him stunned, but he can still hit back, so you got to be really careful, you know, that the spear's keeping him at arm's length. So, you know, it's nice if you do have a spear. That's probably what I would recommend for a newer player. But, wow, that Moblin club, that thing has reach, so if he's still holding that, he can absolutely reach out and touch someone, and that someone is going to be you. So definitely be careful, you know, going after that Moblin club. But yeah, guys, that blood moon is about to cycle, which is freaking awesome. So I can basically walk away from here with 2 Dragonbone Moblin clubs. Oh, yeah. Bone system, here we come. Matter of fact, while we're waiting for Blood Moon to cycle, I'll go ahead and get back up topside. And then I'll get Left Twix done real quick. And I might not go get the Dragon Bone Moblin Club just yet. I might just, like, because it's going to be a while before the next Blood Moon. I should have more inventory with Hestu by then. So I'll just kind of remember he's there. And I'll circle back around to that later. Boom, baby. So let's go do Left Twix, and then it's time. It's horse time, guys. It's horse o'clock. 5-star speedster horse. So excited to get this horse. You have no idea. Alright, I need to kind of sort of pay attention to what I'm doing here. So yeah, we need to touch down somewhere where Link is going to have real good footing. Maybe like right about here. And drop a save here. Well, I'll wait for the Blood Moon. Reason being is because you can drown out here kind of easily. You know, the icebox might be a problem. So it's always nice to have somewhere nearby where, you know, where you teleport back up from after you're drowning. So at least you're close again. Alright, and you can see we got 3 chests right here. I'm looking around for a few more fish. I'm not seeing them. Oh wow, I made out like a bandit with the hardy bass this trip. I'm kind of wondering how that just happened. That was a great time. Jumping over the chest. Like an athlete. More shock arrows, bye-bye. This is all going to be for catching horses, guys. And I know, it's not exactly the humane method to tame a horse, but it's effective. And it's easy, and it's fast. And I'm all about the fast and the easy. I cannot wait to show you new folks how I catch horses. Talk about inhumane. Fishing a harpoon. Nobody wants a fishing harpoon. But just in case you do, there it is. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for my Lake Hylia raid right now. We're going to come back. You know, there's a lot more here. Tons of chests, especially under the bridge. Tons of croc seeds, especially under the bridge. So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a real thorough looting spree here. But for right now, I just wanted the tower. I just wanted the shock arrows. The Dragon Bone Moblin Club was just icing on the cake. So now what I'm going to do is warp back to the Great Plateau, the good old Stasis Shrine, the Juma Shrine, or whatever that was called. And guys, we're going to do just a little bit of cooking. We've got the technology. So now that we have the ingredients, I'm going to show you guys some real good, you know, early game meals and elixirs you can pump out real quickly. And my go-to cooking pot is kind of the old man's cabin for now. The bad thing is, you know, if it's raining, this isn't going to do you any good. You can't cook in the rain. But later on, we're going to have a couple of covered cooking pots that we can go to. And you don't have to worry about the rain so much anymore. Okay, so if you don't have a fire arrow, just throw a piece of flint down, use a metal weapon, strike it, and that'll cause a spark. And you'll be in cooking business. So here it is, guys. All the ingredients we've collected so far. I'm definitely going to throw... no, scratch that. I don't have the attack power ingredients yet. So we're going to wait on more attack power for now. You know, I still have the ones I cooked on the plateau. So if I need them, I've got them. But for right now, I'm more worried about the stamina. Because, guys, horse catching, you're going to go through the stam. So just go ahead and toss one fish in at a time. And I don't know, I'd probably make at least 5, maybe even 10 of these. Because it's not going to go to waste. You know, earlier game, you're going to need that full wheel, that replenishment. We don't have the yellow... Excuse me, we don't have the yellow ingredients yet. So right now you're just kind of reliant on the green. And not only that, you got to factor in too, you're going to be using some of these during the horse catching process. So you're going to have even less than what you think while you're actually standing here at the cooking pot. Okay, I'll probably do just a couple more of those for now. I'll make sure I've got enough sliver meals moving forward for the green mushrooms, because those are always awesome to have on your person at all times. Just to help you finish off that last little bit of a really tall climb. And I've still got quite a few sliver meals, so that is awesome. And a couple of more wouldn't hurt. And again, it just stretches the ingredients out, folks, and that way it's not so wasteful, so that if you are almost at the top of your climb, you're not eating, say, something that was like a full wheel, something that you toss 3 or 4 mushrooms into. You know, it was only 1 mushroom. Alright, so yeah, that should take care of me. Maybe a couple more for the road. And then I'll try to throw an elixir together if I've got the stuff for one. All I really have is the warm. I do have a cold, but not enough. Unfortunately, I can't really cook an elixir right now. I just don't have the ingredients. I could do a speed, but it only works good if you've got like food speed stuff that you can throw in, not the mushrooms. The mushrooms kind of messy up the formula for some reason. So yeah, we'll come back to that, guys. Next time I do cooking, it'll be during a blood moon. You know, so I'll keep ingredients for a real good cooking tutorial during that first, well, it'll be our second blood moon, but my first blood moon as far as my cooking is concerned. The shock stuff, I wouldn't worry about cooking that up right now. Although, you know, it can be helpful if you happen to have the ingredients. Go ahead and toss all 4 into a cooking pot. But we're going to be getting the rubber armor, and that really helps. So personally, I would rather just hold on to those for suit upgrades later on. And I got lucky with that Volt Fruit. That was from probably a random crate or something that I opened up. Alright guys, now that we've got our cooked stamina stuff, it's horse time. It's horse o'clock. I'm ready. I am ready. Here was that chest, by the way. I told you guys that was under that boulder. But again, that's a leveling bow, so I don't want a traveler's bow. I'll wait until that turns to like knights or better. It's just a good quick place you can go to get a quick bow. And it stays chested, waiting for you to come get at your leisure. Now there is a Korok seed like way the heck up there on top of that mountain where that tree is. But it's a tough climb with the stamina we have. And it can rain up there a lot. And it's really kind of out of the way. It's just 1 Korok seed. I'm going to live and let live. Okay, yeah, be careful with these guys. Especially the archers. Especially the archers. Think that's a traveler's? Garbage. They usually carry soldiers. Maybe we're not quite there yet. Alright, so anyway, guys, here's our horses. Hold your horses. We need to get out here a little further. Again, make sure Link has his feet on good solid ground somewhere kind of close. Because remember, you're going to be using stamina to fly over there. So we want to get somewhat close but still have altitude. Reason being is because once we fly over there, we're going to need whatever remaining stamina we have for an arrow. So here it is, guys. Put that hard save down. It's horse o'clock. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I can almost taste the 5-star speed. And what we're looking for is a solid colored horse. Now, the mane can be a different color. That doesn't matter. But the body of the horse needs to be a solid color. So that one right there, that's no bueno. That's like a milk cow. That's not okay. That one there is not okay. We're looking for like the solid gray, the solid black, the solid brown or whatever that is. It's hard to tell. So yeah, basically we're just going to kind of pick one. And it's randomized. So, you know, I've found in my experiences that no one color seems to do any better than any others, with the exception of the brown. It's like a cinnamon color, which I don't actually see right now. So anyway, nice weak bow, guys. I think soldiers or lower, you're okay. You will not kill the horse. But if you have anything, you know, too much stronger than that, then you risk killing the horse, and that's not great. So go ahead and jump on when he stops, you know, getting all zaptified. And you'll know you have a 5-star speed store horse if it tames super, super fast. This one isn't already tamed, so it's probably not it. Ooh, maybe. That was close. Okay, that is definitely not it. If it's got 4 spurs, that's not what you're looking for. You're actually looking for something that only has 3 spurs. And I know that sounds off, but trust me, guys, it's got the speed stat. So yeah, we definitely want to wait until we get something with 5 spurs. Okay, I already know that's not going to be what we're looking for. It took way too long to tame. And don't get fooled by the spurs. The spurs mean nothing. I mean, they do mean something, but for my purposes, I'm more interested in the speed. Okay, we might not have had a spawn in this time, so... Oh, 3 star... there it is, guys. That might be it. That's pretty quick. It's tough to tell in this area because this is such wide open land. You know, sometimes you think, oh wow, I'm here, you know, I got the speedster horse. But, like, the area throws it off because it's like the land of the giants up in here. So it's kind of hard to gauge the speed, is what I'm getting at. But anyway, once you got your horse, you know, tamed, it's not really bonded yet, it's just tamed. Go ahead and hold 5 apples in your arms. And it takes 10 apples, guys, so we're going to have to do this twice. But what this is going to do is it's going to max the bond. If you don't take the time to do this, they're very tough to control, and we have to get past a couple of Lionels here coming up, speaking of Lionels. And we want the horse to behave. We want it to do what it's told so that we can get past the Lionels and not, you know, get steamrolled. Alright, notice his... Right there, that's what you're looking for. If he, like, looks like he loves you now and he's kind of, like, nudging his head like that, that means he's fully bonded, which means the 10 apples did its job. Alright, guys, I think this is it. Then again, it's hard to tell. It looks kind of slow at the same time. Check all these trees. There's going to be some mushrooms that you're going to need for suit upgrades, especially. That's a new one. We haven't seen the sunshroom yet. Man, I hope this is a 5-star speedster. I don't want to have to do this again. Oh, the wolves, too. Take a moment and kill the wolves, guys. 1 headshot ought to do the job. And in case you're wondering how I got that altitude, guys, you can get off the horse 2 ways. You can hit B and just get down off the horse. Or you can hit X and jump off the horse. Guys, you're going to want to start practicing this for you new folks especially. This is absolutely critical. It's a big part of my combat strategy. You jump off the horse and take that bow out the moment you do. Notice how Link keeps going up, up, up. But I ran out of stam, so I couldn't really show that whole thing. But once we get our stamina completed, guys, we have all 3 wheels. Link will just kind of keep going up, 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 you know, then he'll kind of top off and he'll sit up there for a few seconds. And then he'll slowly start coming back down toward the ground. And that's super important in all combat situations, but especially the way I hunt Lionels, guys. That is my bread and butter. That is my go-to method. Especially for you new players out there, you don't have to worry about killing the Lionels, you know, with perfect dodging and parrying and mounting and all this other craziness. It's tough to do, even for experienced gamers. So yeah, that's definitely my go-to method, because I don't like to kill him any other way. Not only that, if I get into a bad boy nest, sometimes I like to ride the horse in there and just, you know, get a few headshots in. Really do a number on that bad boy nest before I even touch the ground. So I definitely wanted to point that out ASAP. There is a difference in how you get off the horse, for sure. Okay, now guys, before I get out of the land of giant trees here, there's a couple of Korok seeds. And I thought there was some more mushrooms in that. I'm just not seeing them. And I really wish you could use the runes on horseback. Like Nintendo, I've been asking for this. There are no runes here. All it does is, you know, soothe the horse. So I don't know, maybe someday we'll have rune ability while mounted. So anyway, I'm going to start looking up into the trees. There should be a husk hanging down off of one of these. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, now that's the giant horse. That's going to be a whole side quest later on. You know, we'll come back to that. But just so you know, there is something to do with that giant horse there. And I'll show you a real quick map shot of exactly where we scooped up that Korok seed there. I need to think of a good name for this horse. I want to go with chocolate milk, but it's not quite chocolate milky. Like, the mane is darker than the body. Then my second thought was chocolate chip cookie, but it's not, you know, light enough on the body. So I don't know, I'll come up with something. Maybe we'll call this Milky Way or something, or Twix, because I keep talking about Twix bars, and now I'm getting hungry for something chocolatey. I need to knock it off. Actually, yeah, the horse is not going to be named anything food. Horses are friends, not food. I don't want to give myself chocolate cravings talking about my horse all the time for the next 3 months or however long this playthrough is going to go on for. Alright, so anyway, I am looking for wolves, and I am looking for one more Korok seed. And there's our Korok seed, right freaking there. And now I'll show you that map shot. So we're basically just due south of that Cryonis Shrine, slightly southwest of that. And there's seed number 2, and there was seed number 1. Go ahead and drop a save here. Actually, that Korok probably auto-saved, but just to be on the safe side, because we're kind of getting into Lionel territory. Now, I'm going to stamp these out for you guys, but it's going to be kind of rough. There's one wedged in here where it kind of bottlenecks. That's a bad spot, so I don't go that way. No siree Bob. Do not enter. Do not collect go. Do not do anything. We're actually going to kind of go up and around, up the soft grade, because there's actually a shrine up here we're going to scoop up. Not to mention Lumina Stones. For you non-DLC users, that's going to be huge. We've got to get a head start on those Lumina Stones. Because we need to go to Gerudo, buy this suit. You need the Lumina Stones to buy the suit. Then you need like... I think you need like 48 Lumina Stones altogether. So yeah, we definitely need to hit this spot. We definitely need to get the shrine while we're here, which is going to be right around here somewhere. Not only that, we got Korok seeds, you know, just other fun stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to ride the horse up here, mainly to stay out of the way of the Lionel, but fringe benefits indeed. Then we're going to kind of go back down. The other Lionel is going to be roaming out around here somewhere, usually. So yeah, that's why we need to make sure that our horse is going to be well behaved. And the bad thing about the horses in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, super frustrating, is there's like a twig. A twig! A weed! The horse doesn't like those. It can actually make the horse stop dead in its tracks right in front of the Lionel, and then that Lionel takes out the bull and drills you, and you're a dead man. Or a dead woman. Yeah, it's just not a great day. So anyway, again, that's a nice steep, a nice gentle grade there. We can get up that slope, and wow, I really don't see a ton of wolves. And the main reason I want to kill the wolves is raw gourmet meat, guys. We need to go feed Trot. He is not dead yet? Wow. Yeah, we need to go feed Trot. And he will pay you 100 rupees for each piece of raw gourmet meat. I just haven't gotten lucky and actually had it spawn in yet. But yeah, it comes from these wolves. And I was really hoping I'd be able to show you guys that. It's just not been that type of day today for good luck. Okay, where you see that little smokestack, that's where the shrine's at. There's somebody burning food up here. So in case you wonder what my kitchen is like when I'm cooking in real life, that's not far off. I tend to put the heat way up too high, and then by the time I realize it's burning, it's too late. So the good thing also about kind of like pre-taming your horse or bonding it is it'll stay relatively close to where you left it. So, you know, it might not be exactly where you left it, but it'll be right around there pretty close by. So yeah, we've got a little bit of time here. The horse will be okay. It's safe there. Oh, I hate this Korok seed. Not one of my favorite Korok seeds. You got to be quick, too. You got to get that bomb out ASAP because that balloon will get away from you fast. It is a nightmare trying to keep track of that balloon. And then if you really want it, I think there's a Swift Violet down there. But again, for brevity, I'm just going to kind of get a move on. I'm more concerned about the Lumina Stones. The Lumina Stones. Gotta have them. Absolutely critical for that bone system. And guys, I know I keep talking about this bone system. As a matter of fact, I need to put that away so I don't accidentally use it. But that's where combat really opens up. DLC users, you can do this right off the Great Plateau. You don't even have to do all this funny stuff I'm doing right now. You can literally just race out to the rainforest once you get your horse, and you can just get it. And you've got the Moblin Club right out there at the rainforest. You get the bananas for the mighty meal, and guys, they all combine. So you've got the bone weapon, you've got the bone suit giving you the damage bonus, and then the meal stacks with all of that. It's just amazing. Like, you can pretty much go out, kill Lionels right away. Like, it's absolutely amazing. Just how, you can be that combat capable right off the Great Plateau. But again, you need the DLC for that. But don't worry, non-DLC users, I got you covered. We're going to go to Gerudo, we're going to get that sucker, we're going to get it upgraded, we're going to be prepared to get it upgraded, more importantly. We're going to have the rupees, we're going to have the Lumina Stones. We're going to have the 9 Moblin guts. We're going to have the 9 Bobkin guts. So getting back to cooking elixirs, do not cook with Bobkin guts. We're going to need those. Alright, guys. Next shrine. This is going to be Spirit Orb number 4. Which means we can go get, you guessed it, more stamina. And folks, getting back to, still not knowing everything about this game, I learned so much from y'all. I absolutely love the community. It's beautiful. You guys are always so kind and generous with your knowledge. It's amazing. I never even thought, thousands of hours into Breath of the Wild, I never even thought to pick this up. Never even crossed my mind. I wondered for ages why this was here. It never made any sense to me. I knew it had to have a purpose, but I couldn't figure it out. So yeah, anyway, you can actually pick that thing up and put it on there facing the switch, and it'll keep activating the switch, rhythmically. But anyway, I don't like to do it that way because I like to have more control over the switch. Control the switch. So what I like to do is I like to set 2 bombs down here, kind of in the middle of this little walking path of tiles or whatever, where it's lighter colored. And this way, they hit the switch without hitting the other bomb. Because if the bombs are too close together, they blow each other up, and nobody wants that. So anyway, from here, I will just go ahead and fly on over to the lower pillars. And then I'm going to use a little bit of bow and arrow here. Go ahead and flip the switch once. Walk over to the next pillar, flip the switch one more time. And guys, it's not giant, but ancient core. We need 3 of these to upgrade the Sheikah Slate. So this is 1 of 3. The other one is going to be over by the Great Plateau, that shrine I pointed out earlier that has combat. And then the third one is going to be out at the rainforest where we're heading anyway. As soon as we get that, we'll get that Sheikah Slate squared away. And having that stasis upgrade is huge, especially for, you new players, early game. It's going to help you with the Lionels and pretty much anything big. So anyway, guys, once you make it to this ledge, go ahead and detonate 1 of your 2 pieces of ordnance. Oh, wait a minute. I totally messed that up. Tee-hee-hee. I just wanted to get my arrow back, which I'm going to have to use again here anyway. See, guys, I cannot rub my head and pat my belly. I'm talking, I'm having a great old time, and then I'm not paying attention. See, I'm going to have to do this one more time. I was thinking about that Sheikah Slate upgrade, so you can freeze time on bigger enemies. And it's great, like against Lionels. Now, that only works up to a certain color. I think red or possibly blues. I'm not sure about the blue Lionels. It's been a minute. I honestly don't remember. So anyway, anyway, once you get over here, we're going to have to kind of, just hot-foot it up here. And you can kind of spam the jump button. And, Link will eventually get up there. And same thing on this ledge, you just gotta spam that jump button. But once you're up here, then you can detonate 1 of your 2 pieces of ordnance. Go to the next one, detonate your other piece of ordnance, and we are out of here. So folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys, I always appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright, we are not yet done with the stream, though. I'm still thinking of breaking the shrine videos out. I still feel like the shrine videos need to be modernized. Not only that, the bloopers are always fun. And we've definitely been having our share of those during this playthrough. Alright, moving right along. Now this horse should stay put. I'm going to drop a hard save here. Why? Because I have had it disappear on me after I warped away. I don't know if, the warping process had something to do with that. I'm not 100% sure. But I want the stam. Reason being is because we're going to the horse god, and there's climbing to do there to get the Endura carrots, and sometimes it's raining there. So, yeah, the extra stam is definitely nice to have. And while this is thinking, and while I'm doing the mundane task of going to get more stamina, I'll go ahead and pop back in here and say hello to y'all. And guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. I see the chat window has got a bit going on there. Okay, and it's been a little bit, Blood Moon has happened. It's been a few days in Hyrule. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes you'll come back here to get a stamina or heart container or whatever you want. And sometimes some of these beetles will be back. So, keep a sharp eye out for those. It's a nice little fringe benefit for having to come back through here anyway. Oh, wow, there's a lot of chat here I missed. That's going to take a while to catch up on. Sorry, guys. Oh, I guess I need to pay a little bit of attention here. I just realized I do not want to use that weapon on this guy. The arrows might still be there. I'm not going to take the time to break pots just yet. I just really want to get my stam and get back over to my horse. And we got to get that sucker registered, after we go to the horse god, of course. A horse, of course. Stamina, baby. Wholeheartedly recommend that. The stamina is your everything in this game. And guys, don't worry. The heart containers, they're coming. The moment we get to the rainforest, we're cooking tons of extra hearts. Heart containers will never be a problem again after you go to the rainforest. Not only that, fairies. Unlimited fairies in the game. So yeah, between all that, your life force will not be an issue. But the stamina will be an issue. So again, I wholeheartedly recommend getting the stam first. Now, let's see if my horse behaved. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it was funny. Maybe I just took too long. I don't know. Sometimes I get shiny rocked, because it's me. But sometimes, maybe if you just take too long, the horse can get bored and just start walking around. But yeah, I left him here, and I found him, way down here somewhere. I was like, what are you doing? So yeah, Kathy, thanks for that tip on the Xant's helmet. I know it's there, and I go right by it. But, yeah, we're going to try to do better this time. I know, Dee Dee. I could just put one stamp there, but there's 3 chests, and I'm a stickler. But yeah, you're right. It's very stamp wasteful. Oh, Sylvia, good to know. So I guess you got Eventide done. Sweet deal. Congratulations. That's a fun one. I got you, Keely. Yeah, Epona's nice to have. If you got the amiibo, That's a solid bet. It's 4-star speed, but it's a good horse. And it's easy. You don't have to do any work. Run the amiibo and you're all set. Okay, well, that was quite a lot of chat, guys. I'm loving it, but I'm trying to be quick, you know, so apologies if I don't respond to everything, but definitely loving the chat. Oh, I didn't know that Zelda Notes did the hours, showed you your time. That's awesome, Sonny. I'm going to have to look at mine. I'm kind of afraid to, if I'm being honest. I will not put that on a dating profile ever. How do I like the Switch 2? Thanks for asking. Honestly, I don't notice that much difference in the gameplay. It feels just like good old BOTW to me. So the system doesn't make the game any better, any more enhanced, other than the graphics. The graphics is the thing. So, you know, is that worth the money in and of itself? Me personally, probably not. Some people really like the graphics, though, so it might be worth it. Just again, me personally, I probably wouldn't have done it just for that aspect. I really just kind of wanted to do it more for the channel. But yeah, that's really the only difference I'm noticing. As far as the fun I'm having with the game, same. Absolutely same. So if you just want to play Breath of the Wild and have fun with it, you really don't need a Switch 2. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there, because it is quite expensive right now. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get myself back out of the way one more time. We're going to continue on mission. And guys, I love the chat. Keep it coming. Alright, moving right along, guys. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, maybe we can get some raw gourmet meat. Come on, baby. Oh, did I miss his nugget? I sure did. There's the raw gourmet meat. Finally, and wow, I got a grip. So I just got 3 of those things, guys. That's a gold freaking rupee. That shrine I took y'all to, there's a stable there. There's a guy named Trot. You know what, since we're jibber-jabbering about it, I'm just going to go show you that right now, because we need the rupees anyway, especially, you know, if we're going to go buy that bone suit. So yeah, guys, every single day in Hyrule, after, you know, every day and night cycle passes, you can go back to Trot, and you can sell more raw gourmet meat. So, like... You can't beat that. It's just an awesome source of income. Very easy to do. Of course, you know, it's randomized what the wolves are going to drop. But if you're just making it kind of a habit while you're out and about, they just add up. And then, yeah, you can come back here again once a day and give them 3 every day. It's pretty freaking awesome. Come on, Trot. You sound tired. Sounds rough, buddy. I know. And hey, I got what you need. 100 rupees. Pow! Loving that. And you can do this 2 more times. Oh, you can do this 2 more times. Alright. Squared away. Good to go. Now, if you really want, you can feed the dog here, too. But, yeah, we're going to do that in another stream. For right now, I want to get back to my horse before it gets too far away. And finally go to the horse god and finally get this horse registered. I know I'm kind of dragging my feet here. Keep getting shiny rocked, because that never happens. And I can't remember, did I put that we were going to go see Hestu on this stream? I can't remember now how I filled out the description. So if that's the case, yeah, then I kind of need to hurry the heck up and... Oop, yep. Problems. You know what, I'm going to live and let live right now. And just kind of get this done. Now, guys, there is some looting to do here that I really wanted to point out because it's good weapons, it's good stuff. And it just takes a minute, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some goodies here and show you guys the goods. But we got some rupees, we got some more Gerudo weapons, and you can pretty much see them all from this little spot right here. Not to mention the Swift Violets. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's a scimitar, which, you know, we're gonna get bigger and better, so I'm probably not gonna worry about that right now. That soldier's garbage at this point. We're almost done using soldier's weapons, guys. It's all gonna be knights and royal from here on out. Okay, so there's a Korok seed. Booyah. And again, that Swift Violet's kind of important, so I will scoop that up. And I can't remember what's in here, but I know there's a gold, or excuse me, a silver rupee around here somewhere. This might be the one. Okay, that's the one. Just to show you a good map shot of exactly where those were. And then... one more hidey hole, and that should be another weapon. Ooh, check that out. And I will take the time to upgrade my spear. And this one's pretty durable. Better attack damage. I do love me my Gerudo weapons at this stage in the game. Definitely worthwhile to stock. Better than anything else we've got anyway. Whoopsie. Stickler for the stamps. Now you cannot whistle the horse yet. We have to get it registered before it'll respond to the whistle. So yeah, we need to respect the whistle for now. And guys, here it is, Lionel territory. I would recommend dropping a hard save right here. Just in case, you know, the horse hiccups, backfires, does something stupid and uncontrollable. I've had it happen. And that Lionel will kill you. And he will kill you fast. Those things are hyper aggressive. They're deadly. They're, you know, they just pump damage anyway, but yeah, those things are a nightmare. Okay, and there's a Korok seed here I'm going to scoop up on the way. Better let that stam recharge before I... It's a tall tree, guys. You're going to have to probably eat stamina here anyway. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to jump the thing. Speed it up just a little bit. And always get that last jump right before you run out. You get that big, long final jump there before you have to eat more stam. As long as you're quick to pause the game so you can eat more stam, that is. Because I've gotten nervous and fumbled my buttons, and then, you know, I didn't actually pause the game, and I fell to my death. That's an awesome way to lose a fairy, by the way. Speaking of falling to your death. Ouch! Whoop! Danger, Will Robinson. Fun and games are over. Let's go ahead and heal. Now, what was he holding? I couldn't tell the bow. Okay, hold on a second. Leave me alone for just a minute. I think that was a... Okay, I thought that was a knight's bow. Wow. My eyesight needs checked. If that was a knight's bow, I was all about it. Alright guys, now getting back to, you know, staying alive. There are some archers here on horseback. They are fast, they are aggressive, and they are deadly accurate with their aim, so I recommend avoiding that altogether. So I'm going to kind of go up on this little high ground here and kind of bypass them. So that's what I'm getting ready to kind of get up here with my horse, and there's a ledge here you can do that with. So just kind of stay topside, you know, stay safe. Stay high, stay dry, stay safe. Brought to you by Hyruleans Incorporated. Wait, it's Hylians, not Hyruleans. I'm just making stuff up now. Alright, so anyway, you're eventually going to get to this walking trail, and guys, the good thing about the horse being bonded is it'll follow the path. So once you kind of line it up, it'll do its own thing here. And by the way, this is where you bring the giant horse if you want a quick silver rupee. Talk to those NPCs there. Once you ride the giant horse over here, they'll give you that rupee. Pretty freaking awesome. Alright guys, we need the gemstones. Again, we're going to need buying power when we get to Kakariko. So all these gem nodes. Everything sells, everything adds up. I was hoping for more amber and opal, but I'll take what I can get. And guys, speaking of rupees, I mentioned gold rupees. Yeah, we're going to get those too. There's actually one right freaking here. Go ahead and turn on your rune. You'll see it lighten up. Man, I did it again. I need to work on my landings. I need to go back to paraglider training. Rejoin the skydive team. And I hear something aggroing. I hope that they're not shooting my horse, because that's going to make me angry. Okay, so there's our gold rupee, baby. Loving it. Now, there's a bunch of mushrooms here, and they're tough to get, so I like to use some, you know, just sacrifice about 2 shock arrows here. That'll kind of light up the water and drop all these mushrooms. Now, it's not ideal. I've got a couple of blue Lizals out there. So, sadly, I don't think I'm going to go after my mushrooms right now, because that's a mess. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get tangled up with those Lizals if I try to go get those mushrooms. So, honestly, I'm not... I mean, they're right there, but yeah, no. It's not responsible to go get those right now. But yeah, that's definitely a good number of mushrooms. You know, you can scoop them up pretty quickly and easily. You can basically just let yourself drown, and you'll wind up back on dry land here, so you don't have to worry about trying to climb back up out of there once you're in the water. And what is that? Oh, wow, guys, that's a knight's equivalent. I cannot believe I just got that. So there it is, it's pushing 25 damage, which is 10 higher than what we've been pushing. So that is not a bad bow at this stage in the game. Where are all these guys coming from? What is happening? Leave me alone! I need Hestu, not you! Alright, where the heck did my horse even go? Like, the bad thing about the enemies popping up like that is the horse will run away. And then sometimes, believe it or not, it can be kind of tough to find them. But once we get it registered, it won't be a problem anymore. We're gonna get this done, and he will be ours. We will own him, or her, whatever this happens to be. Still trying to think of a name. I need to hurry up because I'm almost there. I got it. You guys are going to love this one. Thundercloud. The colors fit. It's fast. The word thunder is in it. Alright guys, so instead of going straight to the stable, just to show you on the map where the stable is, you can see it by this ring. So yeah, that's ultimately where we're heading, but we're gonna detour for just a moment. We're gonna turn a sharp right here, gonna end this other path. And guys, there's a lot of looting here. I'm not gonna do that right now. We're gonna come back here and do that properly. We're gonna spend some time here. Lots of Korok seeds, lots of gemstones, just all sorts of fun stuff. But the points of interest for right now, early game, fairies, guys. We don't have fairies yet. We're gonna get fairies because again, that's a lifeline, and it's better than Fun a Friend. The horse god is here. The DLC chest will be down here somewhere. And then the Endura carrots, they're going to be up here. So yeah, we're going to go do all this, you know, again, just a quick detour. We're going to get in, we're going to get what we need, and we're going to get out, and then we're going to get this horse registered. Hopefully, then right after that, we're going to go get Hestu taken care of. Amongst other things. I want to scoop up some more ice arrows, too. We're going to do that on the way. There's actually a lot to do on the way to Hestu, but, again, rainforest first. We're gonna go back through and do all that later properly. We're definitely going to spend some time doing that. Just tons and tons of loot. Okay, guys, make sure you drop a save here, and make sure your hearts are topped off. Reason being is we're going to be drowning a few times, and I don't want you to lose, you know, what we've gotten to this point. So, oh man, why does there have to be an Octorok? See, that's going to cause problems. Maybe I can snipe him with my long distance bow, and now's a great time to demonstrate that. Because they'll scare the fairies away. So yeah, it needs to be like... We need to sanitize the lake, guys. So yeah, make sure you sanitize the lake and you kill anything alive, other than the fairies, of course. Alright, so anyway, once you got that save down, just go ahead and hang glide, and it'll pop into view here in just a moment. There it is. So you're going to have to kind of spam that A button, you know? And, don't... Oh, man... Don't actually go in the water, or don't actually stay in the water. I'm talking wrong. My words are broken. Stay in the water and intentionally let yourself drown. We're going to rinse, lather, and repeat. We're going to do that 2 more times. There's 3 fairies here total. So there's that 1 heart penalty, and that's fine. Totally okay with that. Reason being, guys, is because it's a tough climb to get back out of here. You know, it's raining a lot. They're tall cliffs anyway. You're already out of stam because you've been swimming around. So, I don't know. I just find this is much less painful, you know, just eating a little bit of heart damage. And there it is. Okay, now we're down to 1 heart, which means I need to eat something. Otherwise, you know, that'll definitely kill me. And there should be 1 more on the other side here. Now, the great thing about the fairies, folks, they're unlimited. And matter of fact, you're going to get unlimited fairies in this game right up until the moment you activate Mipha's Grace, which is the Zora's Divine Beast. Now, you can deactivate it, which is the good thing. So it's not like, you know, once you go do that Divine Beast, you're done with fairies forever. You can shut that superpower back off, and the fairies will keep spawning. The thing is, if you have 2 or more, or excuse me, if you have 3 or more in your inventory, they stop spawning. So you have to be down to 2 for more to spawn. So I might actually release one of those fairies, not right now, but, you know, I'll probably die and release a fairy that way, so it'll all work out. But, yeah, we definitely want to have 2 or less fairies when we go to the first Great Fairy Fountain, so that more spawn back in, and we can actually get more in our pouch that way. Alright guys, go ahead and leave your horse back here. If you really want the insects, walk around painfully, slowly, you guys. You got butterflies here, you got frogs here. I don't know if there's darners here, it might just be the butterflies. But you've got warm, cold, and they're just nice to have for the elixirs. And I don't see all the frogs just yet. Where's the frogs? There's normally frogs. I scared him away. Okay, there's a frog. 1. Okay, there's another frog. Now they're starting to spawn in. Yeah, quite a few frogs here, actually. So I'm just going to scoop up a few of these so that I can actually show you guys some real good elixirs here. And guys, where we're heading, we're going to steal some weapons from another Hinox. He's got a royal bow and a royal broadsword on him. You don't even have to kill the thing and you can get royal weapons. Like, how awesome is that? Now, normally I would like to get out there before my first blood moon so that, you know, I can go steal the weapons back off of him again after the blood moon. But, you know, I did that on the first playthrough, and a lot of newer players said they kind of struggled with getting out there quick enough. Especially with the shiny rock syndrome, guys, I get it. That's why in this playthrough I was like, you know, we're going to slow this down a little. There'll be more blood moons, it'll be okay. So yeah, I'll definitely be showing you that. Probably not in this stream. Well, that'll be, you know, tomorrow morning stream. Or tomorrow noon stream, I should say. And I'd really like to get these butterflies because that makes the elixirs. Of course, I need the darners to match those. But I'm definitely lacking on the cold stuff. Alright, so that's it for insects right now. And guys, we cannot really do anything here right now. And all this really does, if your horse dies, and it has to be a registered and named horse. But like if you get your 5-star speedster and the thing dies, you can come back here and revive it. I can't remember what all that entails. Probably some rupees, I'm guessing. I don't really know. Actually, that's a DLC chest. So for you DLC users out there, this is going to be huge. This is what's going to allow you to whistle your horse anywhere on the map, with a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, the ancient saddle is where it is at. Now, I'm not going to use it, because again, you know, I want to be more in tuned, you know, to the non-DLC users. So I'm going to roll without it. But it is definitely nice to have, you know. You might have run off really far away from your horse. It's nowhere near you anymore. Whistle isn't working and you just want your horse right now. That's where that saddle really makes it nice. You can just whistle, the horse will spawn in, and you are right as rain. Alright guys, I also promised y'all some Endura carrots. Booyah. And these are huge. We're going to make double barrel stamina meals. I call them double barrel because they give you like 2 full extra wheels on top of all your green. It's a nice thing to have. When we start going hunting, we're going to be going through those stamina meals. We're going to get a ton of extra bullet time. These Lionels, they're not going to stand a chance. But you need the stamina to cover that, so that's where these ingredients come into play. And the good thing is, every great fairy fountain in the game, guys, they've got Endura carrots. It's awesome. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the horse god. Sadly, there's no warp point here, so you just kind of have to get a horse and, you know, ride back. But, yeah, I'll come back here, you know, if I ever get my horse killed. Thundercloud here. I could go the extra mile and call it Thunder Chicken, but that just wouldn't be cool. And guys, honestly, I don't think this is a 5-star speedster. It doesn't feel that fast. I should be barreling through this canyon right now at a very high rate of speed, and I just don't feel like this is it. So the super awesome name I just came up with, that might not work out. We're going to find out here in a minute. Unfortunately, there's really no way to see what kind of horse you have until you get it registered. It's not ideal, because it's kind of far. But, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what we got here. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you can absolutely register the giant horse if you so desire. I never do it. I don't use it. It's just not for me. But a lot of people have a lot of fun with that thing. Okay, come on, baby. Wow, it is a 5-star speedster. So I guess my mental radar is just not working out right now. So yeah, we're actually good. So go ahead and register the, you know, go through the registration process here. Oh, I'm not going to have enough. I can't do that. I only got 2 more characters left. I guess what I'll have to do. It still, you know, gives you the idea. It's a nice, fast horse. So good old thunder. Lightning and the thunder. And the thunder. So now if you want to equip the horse saddle, guys, I'll show you how to do that real quick. You gotta talk to this NPC right here. With the word bubble. And, Parosa. And it'll kind of... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that was something different. Doggone it. You need to talk to this NPC, the one that has plumber's crack going on right now. Or that looks like it has plumber's crack going on right now. And then we need to tell her yes, please. So that's Fana. Funny, she's got plumber's crack and her name is Fanny. Just saying. Somebody thought about that one very thoroughly. So anyway, she'll get all excited and she'll offer to change the gear out. So you can kind of change different things. You know, I invite you to explore this a little bit on your own. But if you want to put that ancient saddle on, this is how you would do it. Change the saddle. And then again, guys, once you have that equipped, you can whistle anywhere on the map. And that horse will spawn in right in front of you. It's a very nice thing to have. Now, I said there was a couple of exceptions. It will not whistle in this area. I don't know why. It does not like the highlands. Don't know why. But yeah, you cannot whistle it there. Also, you cannot whistle it on the very northern edge, like north and west of Death Mountain. Once again, I don't know why. You can ride it there, but you cannot whistle it there. But beyond that, I think you can pretty much whistle it anywhere else. Maybe not the Great Plateau. Honestly, I don't remember. Since we got our 5-star speedster, guys, there's a couple of things to do while we're at the stable. One's going to be feed the dog. Now, I used to use raw meat because it seemed like the dog found it quicker and, you know, it was less time-consuming. But I don't have any raw gourmet or raw meat on me right now. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and use the old-school apples. And toss them out kind of in front of the dog a little bit because they'll bounce around. And also, I find if I toss 10 out, it helps speed this up a little bit. The dog, you know, tends to find the apples a little bit better. But basically, you just stand there, wait for the pink puff of smoke. Once the dog does that, you can feed it 3 pieces of food, whether that be meat or apples. And then as soon as the dog is happy and fed and full belly, it'll just kind of go off in a random direction. And it's taking you to a hidden treasure chest. And guys, this one's important. It's rupees. And we already know why we need our rupees ASAP. So I call these dog chests. They all work the same. They all require the dog. And there we have it. There's another sledgehammer here if you need it. You know, if you want to do a little tech refresh, you can. Might as well. Wait, where's the... Is there not a sledgehammer here? Oh yeah, okay. Wow, I'm losing my marbles. So anyway, every stable has a shrine nearby, which is awesome, because you can always warp to a shrine, interact with the nearby stable, and get your horse. So, you know, they definitely thought ahead for you non-DLC users on that. Now, guys, this is another combat shrine. I'm not going to do this yet. It's coming, don't worry. The moment we get up to the rainforest, we get our hardy, or excuse me, our hardy too. But our attack power meals, we're going to come back through and do these combat shrines. So there's one here. There, you know, whatever, Ka Maga Shrine. There's one down here which we have to circle back to, and then there's going to be one kind of like on the way to the rainforest, like right around here, give or take. So what I like to do is I like to eat one attack power meal, and then I'll just kind of warp through all 3 shrines all in one go, get them all knocked out. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for right now. Just, you know, now that we got our travel gate activated, we can warp. And I'm going to go ahead and put a hard save down here. And now, guys, this is where I said we were going to do things just a little bit differently in this playthrough versus my old series. So from here, I would have just went straight out to the rainforest. And if I was only thinking about the DLC users, that's exactly what I would do. I would go north, I would take it sharp right, and I would just go get it. Go get all 3 pieces of the Phantom Ganon armor. We already got our Moblin Club, and then I would start killing. But, you know, again, thinking about being more prepared, because, guys, there's so much stuff in the rainforest. Weapons, knight's weapons, royal weapons, tons of the things. Right now, we just don't have the inventory to scoop all this stuff up. So, you know, DLC users and non-DLC users, I felt like this was a better way to go anyway, just so that we could all have the inventory to go get the tons of good weapons that are out here to be had. So instead of turning a sharp right, guys, I'm just going to head north. And then I'm going to turn left and just kind of keep heading north-ish. And we're going to come up here to a fork in the road, kind of right by the Great Plateau again. We're going to turn a sharp right, and we're going to head out to Hestu. And again, guys, there's a lot to do here. But that'll come later. Right now, I'm just more concerned about getting to Hestu, getting the inventory, getting to the rainforest. So right now, we're just kind of going on a milk run. And this is why having the 5-star speedster horse is so awesome. Because the thing will get you there super fast. It follows the path for the most part. You know, it'll get hung up here and there, but for the most part, it'll follow the path. And I'm not going to go activate this shrine right now. Again, we're going to come back to this anyway. Not only that, you got to go back, you know, and get your horse at the stable and all that. So, yeah, we're going to take that right later. For right now, I'm just going to get a couple of quick things on the way. One of those things being a Korok seed. I don't know why I thought I could jump up there when I was out of stam, but figured it couldn't hurt to try. Punish him for his insolence by dropping the rock right back on top of his nugget. You know how devious the Koroks are? Because they actually have horns. So I feel like when I put the rock back down on top of the head, not only is it vengeance, but, you know, I'm trying to push the horns back down. So maybe they'll be a little less devious. So anyway, guys, from here on out, just enjoy the ride. Look around, enjoy the scenery. There's going to be a little bit of bad boy trouble on the bridge. If you've got your Majora's Mask, you're good to go. You don't even have to worry about it. If you don't have your Majora's Mask, I caution you, because again, the 5-star speedster, guys, it's super fast. It'll have trouble getting through this area without getting hung up. So you're just going to have to kind of gallop through and not sprint through. So in other words, don't activate the spurs when you get up near these Lizals. We're just going to kind of barrel through at idle, or whatever this is, cruise control. Thunder has cruise control. So I'm just going to kind of ignore, pretend they don't even exist. La 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 la. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the spur. I've never gotten clocked there doing that, so you guys should be fine. You know, if it happens to you, I apologize in advance. I've never had it happen to me, so I don't know. That's just really bad luck if you get clocked there. But anyway, guys, I mentioned more ice arrows. This is quite a bad boy nest, so you know, if you want to wait, come back through here when we're better armed. You know, I'll probably wait and come back through here when we're better armed. 10 should be enough. Not only that, we're going to get more on the way to Hestu here anyway. So yeah, we're going to come back through here. We're going to do all this fun stuff. There's another talus here. After we can arm up and suit up and eat up properly, we're going to come back through here and do it right. So for right now, guys, I know it's hard. Stay strong. Avoid the shiny rocks. No touchy. Right now, we just need to get to Hestu, get the inventory. We have the seeds. Guys, we have the technology. So we need to get to Hestu. We need to drop the seeds. We need the inventory. Now, there is a shrine here, and since I'm not going to get 4 orbs anyway, I'm just going to activate the travel gates. Because that might be quicker than riding the horse all the way back down here to get out to Hestu's second location. And I'm just going to do it now. Since we're here, it'll be a quick in and out. This shrine can kind of get sticky for new players, so I'll walk you through it, but it's usually a pretty quick shrine. Funny, as I say this, during my dry run, I spent some time in here because I kept missing my ledges. I guess I was a little rusty. So there's some amber. Good for you. Good for you, amber. Good for your rupees, amber. So yeah, I just kind of like to get in these little whirlwinds here. Go straight. When you're over solid ground, feel free to cancel. And guys, there is a chest here. I'll show you how to get it. Now, I'm pretty much armed to the teeth right now, so I don't think I need it. But it's another one of these bad boys. So if you need it, feel free. And basically what we got to do is we got to get over here. And we got to turn right, sharp right. And then you should be able to hit this ledge. Now, spam the jump button. Because sometimes Link, you know, is down a little lower there. So you need to be spamming that jump button so you can make sure you get up and over that ledge there. But yeah, once you get your Soldier's Claymore, all you got to do is kind of fly back over to the ledge. You'll have to take that whirlwind thing one more time so that we can get up and out of here. So folks, I definitely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, I always appreciate that. And until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. That's a sign my words are starting to fail. We must be right about the 2-hour mark. Yep, we're actually right at the 2-hour mark. I literally just watched that turn over to 2 hours. Broken words, guys. It is a thing. You can set a clock to that. Not only that, my left leg is going numb. That's another indicator. It's been 2 hours. But guys, Hestu will be quick. Again, we're just going to kind of rock it out there. We're going to get the inventory, and then we're going to get out to that rainforest. Actually, there might be more for 4 more spirit orbs here. Because we could get the bandana. And again, guys, lots of shiny stuff. Shiny things. All sorts of goodies here. It is very loot dense here. I think they intended it to be that way because they assumed everybody would come this way, you know, right off the Great Plateau. I didn't do that. I didn't pay any attention to that flashy thingy. I was like, I want to go explore the map, man. I wound up in places I never should have been. Right off the Great Plateau. No weapons, no life, no meals. Wondering why I was getting rolled everywhere I went. Oh yeah, lots of shiny rocks here. So much looting to do here. Lots of fishing to do here. But again, we're going to come back to this. We're going to do it right later. I suppose I should get the tower just because it'll help folks out with the map. But honestly, it's tough to get lost because I'm just letting the horse do the work right now, so I think we'll be okay. I'll just kind of, you know, proceed on through. We got real good landmarkers like the Dueling Peaks here. There's that shrine I mentioned. But again, we don't need it as a travel gate, so I'm just going to kind of do that later when we come back through here and do everything properly. Then again, you know what? We might want the spirit orb. I have these arguments with myself constantly. But when I'm streaming, I tend to have these arguments with myself out loud. And guys, one cool thing about the river, stamina bass, attack power bass, and defense bass, or carp, or whatever. But yeah, definitely nice to have. I don't know why I'm bothering right now, because I just want to get to the shrine. But yeah, you can actually toss 3 of those into a cooking pot with a mighty thistle. That makes a good high-level attack power meal. You can toss 3 of those into an elixir with one of those beetles that we have. Shiny rocks. It's literally a shiny rock. And I said no shiny rocks. It's a sparkly. Yeah, I'm going to do all that later when we come back through here and do it properly, but I do want the spirit orbs. This might be beneficial to us, you know, for more stamina while we're in the rainforest. So I kind of feel like this is important. Alright guys, so go ahead and activate the switch there. Oops. And I guess we need to keep it activated so the ball goes in the hole just like Happy Gilmore. Oh, what am I doing? I knew better. Getting way ahead of myself. I'm sitting here thinking about Hestu and the rainforest. And that happens. So anyway, we had to activate that, get the ball in the hole like Happy Gilmore so that we could get this moving platform spawning in. And same kind of thing over here, guys. And you're going to have to kind of time this one good so the ball kind of, you know, hits that ledge and comes back this way. It's tough to do. You might have to play with that one a little bit. But when you do the shrine 200 times, it starts becoming more like second nature. Now this one is really fun, and there's a shadow here, and I like to release the switch right when the ball gets to the end of that shadow, and that usually works out. Oh, we're not going to do that yet. So what I'm going to do is actually use stasis on this switch, and we're going to time this so that we can actually get across here on that platform, and there's a delay here, so we're going to give this a couple of Mississippis. Go ahead and hit that stasis, get on the moving platform. And that should give you plenty of time to get up here and get this chest. And guys, that's the climbing gear. So that might be helpful in the rainforest. I don't really know. I've never made it out there with the bandana before, I don't think. So this will be new for me too. And then that's pretty much it for the shrine, folks. So once again, if you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. That is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright guys, we're almost there. Next stop, Hestu. Actually, no, we got one more shrine. A stable, and then Hestu. But I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do the shrine. Come on, baby. Wow. I thought the Switch 2 would think a lot faster. I'm noticing it really doesn't. Like, the load screens seem to be about the same. And if I'm being totally honest, that's a little disappointing. Like, when I bought the new Xbox versus the original Xbox, or excuse me, the whatever series, I lose track of all these names. Oh guys, you're gonna need these for super suit upgrades. Good thing is they glow, so they kind of come out at you during the night. But yeah, when I had the first series of the Xboxes, it was slow, it took a long time to think. And I got the Series S, and wow, it was like lightning. It was like my horse. Go ahead and make a left at this bridge here. You'll see that shrine coming into view. But yeah, the Switch 2 doesn't seem to just, speed through the load screen, so that's definitely a little bit disappointing. Okay, those spiky things, they're in the way, yeah, but when we get done with the shrine, they go away. But we have to solve the shrine first. Alright, the first one's pretty straightforward. The second one is a bit of a doozy. We want to get up topside here for a chest. And these can be a bit tricky, so just try to play with these a little bit. Make sure you leave Link enough room to stand, because I made the mistake of, like, putting one down here, and then it pushed me right off the ledge, so that was a lot of fun. But once you're here, go ahead and do the same thing. And we should be able to access that chest. Get you some rupees, booyah. And this is definitely a tricky puzzle. I usually have to play this one for a few minutes, so bear with me while I get right on this one. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I was a little bit too far. That might do us better. Be ready to go with stasis. Because if that ball bounces back over, we need that to be stuck. Okay, wait a minute. I totally forgot about one more deal over there. And there's a cooldown on that stasis, so I can't actually freeze that thing just yet. I figured I'd have to play with this one for a second. Come on, baby! Just made that in time. Alright. So the ball should do the rest of its work all on its own. I say should. If it gets stuck, you might have to stasis it and kind of punch it into the hole there. Alright guys, once again, I hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a quick moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. What is that, 3? Wow, we're on our way to another stamina sliver. Hot dog. It is Christmas in June. Heck, I could go to Kakariko and do that shrine. I mean, it's a combat shrine, yeah, but it's not combat in the sense they're going to kill you in there. It's a tutorial. I mean, we're going to be right there. You know, Hestu is right there. Maybe I will just do that. And that'll save us time on the back end, having to ride our horse back all the way over there. Speaking of horses, where's my horse? Swift violets, guys. Very important. Waterfalls. She'll give you a free elixir. I don't know why I just did that, but... Yeah, the Swift Violets are going to be a problem later on for suit upgrades, so I would recommend taking the time to get those while you're here. I'm going to come back through and get those, and do it properly when I do my looting route here. There's so much to do here, like... That might be a stream all by itself. I'll call that one getting to Kakariko, even though we already got ourselves to Kakariko. But I did say that there were going to be ice arrows, and because this is important for combat, I'm going to jump down here and get the ice arrows. We're probably going to want those in the rainforest. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. I was losing my scruples there for a second. I was like, wait a minute, I know for a fact there is a chest here. What is happening? Oh man, I just wanted to go home. Nobody wants to deal with bobkins. I'm already feeling the extra stamina. Uh-oh, we're losing it. We're losing him, guys. I heard my horse get scared there. I guess he's okay now. The thunder. Alright, guys, again, shiny things. I'm ignoring everything. We're going straight to Hestu. Now, this is going to be combat, but it's not bad. If you have Majora's Mask, it's actually easy. You just walk in there like you own the place, and then you start swinging, and they all die. Without Majora's Mask, that's a little bit of a fist fight, but again, it's not terrible. I'm going to walk you through that here. So this is it, guys. This is Hestu. This is how we get our inventory. It doesn't matter how you answer. All roads lead to the same place, so don't worry about that part. And he's going to basically complain that his maracas got stolen. The priceless maracas. Wait a minute. I don't want the horse all the way up here, I guess, after all. So what I like to do is when I'm not using Majora's Mask is I like to, you know, make sure I've got whatever armor I have. And the cool thing about the bandana, which I wasn't really thinking about, it gives you extra defense. There's extra armor rating on that. So we went from 4 to 7. Almost double. Not a bad deal. So yeah, just make sure you've got the best of the best on, you know, as far as armor rating. And that'll really help you out with this fist fight. Because I think they're all blues in here. So they don't just one hit. Unless you got a real good strong weapon. Which I don't think we really do yet. I mean, that would probably be the best bet. Just go in swinging. But again, guys, drop that hard save. And if you do have an attack power meal on you, the more the better. So you new players, I would probably recommend just go ahead and, you know... In fact, what else am I ever going to use these for? I'll just go ahead and drink one now. And I like to do whatever damage I can from the air with ice arrows, guys. But again, I want to save those for the rainforest. So I'm not going to use those right now. I'm going to resist. So I'm just going to kind of get some pre-headshot damage in while I can. Whoops. And then just start swinging. Just keep yourself moving. That'll bat shields out of the way. Sometimes they'll be able to tag you, you know. So that's why I say make sure you've got some decent armor on if you're going to do it that way. Another way you can do that is just get out a good one-handed weapon, and you can use a shield with that. So you've got a little bit of defense while you're also, you know, swinging away. Another good bet is a spear, because again, you can kind of keep them at arm's length, and there's less of a chance they can actually lock onto you and smack you. So this is how you're going to learn your play style, just kind of doing combat different ways, trying different things, and, you know, just do what clicks for you. But yeah, guys, that's it. There's the maracas. The priceless maracas. And just to speed things up a little bit, I'll go ahead and get a little bit of hang time. Get back over to Hestu. He's a little bit tough to see. He's under the tree here. And you saw that beetle fly away, I'm sure. That would have been nice to scoop up if I had caught it in time. So once you give him back his maracas, he's ready to rock and roll. Go ahead and the way I like to do it, guys, the old me would have gotten... So he's only going to give you 2 here at the first location, and then he's going to give you 2 at the second location. Or excuse me, 5 at the second location. So it'll be a total of 7 inventory slots. I used to do 2 bow and 5 weapon. But during my dry run, I tried only getting 1 bow and 6 weapons, and that worked out better going into the rainforest. Because again, guys, there's a lot of weapons there. And I just found I was better served, you know, dumping those into weapons versus all the bows. So just get the one bow. You should be okay for now. Really, you don't need to worry about bows until you start, you know, killing Lionels and getting the multi-shot bows. So for right now in the game, we're good. We're okay. So guys, just go ahead and keep on trucking. Let the horse do the work. Always let your conscience be your guide. Oh, I should have named it Conscience. That would have been so cool. Next time I play BOTW, I'm going to name it Conscience, and that will be awesome. So guys, sometimes there will be a beetle on this tree. Also, you might want to tiptoe over there, unlike what I just did. And look at me, I'm getting loot, shiny freaking rocks. I can't help it, it's like muscle memory. I'm like a moth to a flame, and I know it's going to burn. But I do it anyway. I cannot help myself. So make mental note of that beetle. We're going to need to get a picture of him after we get the Sheikah Slate upgraded. And that's a pretty common spawning spot for that. So welcome to Kakariko Village. We're not here to actually do anything other than get the shrine. And I'll have 4 spirit orbs, so I'm going to get more stamina while we're here as well. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Since we're here, I'm going to get the super suit. We should be able to get the stealth suit. We should have the rupees. We should have the technology. And guys, that stealth suit, that'll be really nice to have in the rainforest. See, actually, I'm glad I came all the way out here after all. So this shrine takes a few minutes to get through. You can't really skip it, but again, it's a tutorial, so for you folks that are new to the game, take some time in here. And the cool thing is, after a blood moon, you can kind of come back in here and rerun it again. Very nice to be able to do that. And they're going to give you a garbage shield and a garbage sword. And we're going to use that garbage sword in here so we're not damaging our good stuff. And the shield actually isn't terrible. For early game, it's probably a good shield. So I shouldn't call it a garbage shield. It's a good early game shield. Better than anything else we got besides the Zora shield there. So yeah, why not? And folks, once you step into the limelight here, that'll activate the tutorial. And again, if you're new to the game, you might want to run this more than once. You know, wait for the next blood moon, come back in here, do it again. And it's kind of tough to pass. I remember my first playthrough, I had a tough time getting through this. Like, I was having a hard time with the timing. So the best thing I can tell you is wait until he starts swinging, and then you'll have to side hop. And to do that, you have to lock on and just jump while moving your joystick side to side. Just like Link's running around, you know, only you're locked on while you're doing it and you're jumping at the same time. You just gotta time it right, so when he starts swinging, you can jump. And guys, you only have to smack him once. That'll satisfy the tutorial here. This way you're not wrecking the weapon for no reason. So anyway, that was the side hop. Now we gotta do the exact same thing, only backwards. So you're going to be pushing down on the joystick, or like you're running backwards while you're locked on. And once again, you'll have to kind of time that jump just right. And just go ahead and smack them once. That'll satisfy the game. The parry, guys, it's tough. Very tight window. No margin for error. I hate the shield parry. My son loves it. It is not for me. I don't use it. I ever only really do it here to get through the tutorial. But again, it's a very narrow window. You have got to time that button press right when that sword starts moving your direction. So hopefully that doesn't get too frustrating for you guys. But anyway, just go ahead and charge up and release. And guys, we are out of here. Go ahead and get your guardian parts. Booyah. Now that sword, we want that sword. I mentioned earlier for combat shrines, that's going to be nice to have. Reason being, guys, I know it only says 20 on the weapon, but against a guardian weapon, it's actually 30. There's a hidden damage multiplier in there when you're using it against a guardian. So yeah, we absolutely want that going forward. Go ahead and scoop that bad boy up for sure. So using a guardian, guys, that's almost a royal weapon equivalent, 30. Not a bad deal. That'll really help us in these combat shrines coming up. So folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Get your opal, and guys, we are out of here. Alright, we're almost done with the stream, guys. We're going to go to Hestu's second location. Actually, first I'm going to do the whole super suit. We need that. That's definitely going to be helpful in the rainforest for non-DLC users. So again, I'm trying to be more cognizant of non-DLC users. If you've got the DLC, you've already got stealth. But if you don't, we do want stealth going to the rainforest. Why? Guys, beetles. The beetles are out there. Lizards, both hightail and hardy. We need them both. They are out there. So having some kind of stealth running is going to be the way to go. Okay, so no shiny rocks. There's so much to do in Kakariko, guys, but no, we're not doing any of that. We are just going to get our extra stamina, and this is really going to be helpful in the rainforest because there's a lot of climbing. The tower especially is a climb. Like, the tower is ridiculous. So you don't have to eat, 20,000 stamina meals. You can just hopefully get up there a lot easier now with the extra stam. But not only that, all the cliff walls and stuff, it'll just be nice to have. Not only that, when we go to kill our first Hinox, you're going to need the stam for the spin attack with that bone weapon. So yeah, this was definitely a good bet getting the extra stam. So when I said we were going to do things a little bit differently, guys, yeah, we're definitely doing things a little bit differently. But hopefully it's making sense, to you veterans out there, like why I'm doing it differently this time. It's worth just a little bit of a quick milk run to do all that. So again, guys, all of them. We don't need these for anything else in the game right now. Get the rupees. All of them. That's pushing 3,000 rupees. And I could sell more stuff if I needed to, but I don't need to, so I'm just going to call it here. But guys, again, this super suit is kind of pricey, but it's worth it. So just go ahead and buy each piece. You got to do each one individually. Oh yeah. There's that stealth chest guard. Now we're going to go upgrade this real quick because its armor rating is not great. In fact, I'll go ahead and put it on now, 6. Again, it's better than what we were using, but still not great. Once we go upgrade that thing, it'll definitely give us a boost in our defense rating. Oh, another cool thing about getting this shrine is we got a travel gate here now. So we can actually just warp back to Kakariko anytime and get a much quicker goddess statue than having to do it on the Great Plateau and running, halfway across the Great Plateau to get back to that one goddess statue that we've been using thus far. And guys, the great thing about stealth, now you cannot get them while you're sprinting. But if you're just walking, idle speed, you can just walk right into the insects now, scoop them up with ease. So much quicker. But again, if you're sprinting, that'll scare them off for sure. Oh, the bloopies, guys. Since I got a spear, I'm definitely going to demonstrate this. Now again, don't sprint here. That'll scare them off. And you still kind of got to tiptoe over to them because I don't know, somehow they're more attuned to your presence than like insects. But you can smack him 4 times, and he spits rupees out on all 4 smacks. Sometimes you'll get a purple rupee out of that, but either way, it's a pretty good amount of rupees. Not a bad little payday. But you gotta be stealthy, you gotta, catch them from behind. Oh, I totally forgot the fairies. Shame on me. I don't know if I can release one and warp and try it again. I don't know, I'm going to try that. I don't know if the warping process will make them spawn in, but I really want my fairies, and I want you guys to have the fairies. But you have to have 2 or less in your inventory, or they don't... Oh, they were right there. I didn't even have to warp. They just spawned right in. And there is a trick that some of you guys have taught me in the past. I don't know if it works in BotW, but people have told me you can actually take them out and hold them in your hand. So, like, say you have 5 fairies in your inventory. You can hold all 5 of those in your arms, and you can walk over, and the fairies are supposed to spawn back in. I don't know if that's BotW or TOTK or just one or the other, But, yeah, that would have been worth trying. Too bad I wasn't more on the ball about thinking about that ahead of time. I'll try that next time. So, yeah, it's another great thing for the stealth, guys. You can just walk around and scoop these bad boys up. So now I've got a total of 6 fairies in my inventory. So between the fairies and the heart containers, guys, it's just not going to be a problem. You're going to have plenty of life force. You really don't need to worry about the heart containers right now. Okay, those silent princesses, always take the time to scoop those up. That is definitely a hot item. And I mentioned Endora carrots, guys. Yes. Endora carrots. And the cool thing is these regen. So, you know, you can periodically go around and check all your great fairy fountains and you can find more fairies. It's an awesome thing. Now, she is going to cost at least 100 rupees. I should have checked my rupees before coming over here. We are good to go. But yeah, you need 100 rupees to open the first Great Fairy Fountain. Whoops. You're going to need a second Great Fairy Fountain for the set bonus. For that bone suit. Or for any super suit for that matter. You're definitely going to need, you know, rupees. So yeah, the first one costs 100. The second fairy that you open, and it doesn't matter which order you go in, they all kind of have the same progression of cost. So order doesn't matter. So anyway, yeah, first fairy 100 rupees, second fairy 500 rupees, which isn't terrible. Third Great Fairy Fountain is going to be 1,000 rupees, so now it's getting a little more expensive. But the fourth Great Fairy Fountain? 10,000 bones! Ouch! I don't know who thought that was a great idea, but that is a terrible dollar amount to open a fairy fountain. But yeah, don't worry guys, I'm going to walk you through how to get the amount of rupees you're going to need for that. We're going to have actually more than what we need. But yeah, go ahead and just tell her enhance away, and assuming I've got the mats, which I do, thanks to the Great Plateau, and thanks for, you know, thanks to doing it the right way, we've definitely got the mats that we need to satisfy the first of the upgrades. And again, we won't get a set bonus here yet. This is just giving us a higher defense rating. So I'll probably stay in this super suit for the time being. Especially for my rainforest raid. And last but not least, worth every penny, guys. I love the stealth. Not only that, at nighttime, you get a sprint bonus. And I remember on my first few playthroughs, I was very spoiled. Like, I always wanted it to be nighttime. I would put a campfire down, make it night. And, you know, just, I was really digging that, that nighttime speed up. So anyway, since I have to do that anyway, I might as well just go ahead and do it now while we're here. No big deal. Kind of curious to see what that shirt wanted, or pants, or whatever that was. Ooh, we can make that 5? That might not be a bad idea. It's super cheap. Why not? So yeah, we can actually get our defense bumped up quite a bit here at this point in our game. So, you know, if you're worried about a certain bad boy nest, put the tankier clothes on, folks. So yeah, the pants, the stealth shirt, and then the bandana. We're up to 14 on our defense rating. Not a bad defense rating for early game. Wowzers. But even, you know, without the extras, we got 12 just out of the stealth suit. So yeah, guys, we are definitely rocking and rolling. We are in very good shape now for the rainforest. And I still haven't even gotten the extra inventory from Hestu's second location yet. So guys, what I'm going to do from here, again, I only came here for the shrine, for the extra stam, and for the super suit. We checked all the boxes. Try to avoid all the other shiny rocks for right now. I'm gonna bring you back here. We're gonna do it the right way later. You know, get all the goods, get all the looting. But for right now, I want to show you just real quick before I cut stream, Hestu's second location. And guys, this is absolutely huge. We got 5 more inventory slots coming. And since I already got my 1 bow unlocked, I will dump all 5 of those into the weapons. And that's still not going to be enough. Like, when I tell you there's tons of stuff in the rainforest, guys, it's mind-boggling. And they're mostly royal. Like, there's a few knights too, yeah, but just this royal weapons, like, wowzers. And we literally just got off the Great Plateau. My toes are a little wiggling right now thinking about this. So anyway, I'm going to shut up about wiggling toes and fun stuff. So from this shrine that we activated, we're actually going to be heading kind of north-ish. Right where this curvature in the borderline is, there's actually a river there. And there's a stable, and this is going to be real rough math. But I'm going to go ahead and drop a pin there so I can kind of keep myself on track as to where we're going. And this is Hestu's second location. So guys, there is some farming to do on the way. So not having the horse here is not really a big deal. I'm going to hit a quick chest and a Karak seed. And there's a couple of bad boy nests. Now, I don't worry about this one. Whatever's here, I just remember it's not anything I really wanted. So, you know, just for brevity and time, I'm going to ignore them completely right now. And I'm just going to scoop up a quick chest for some rupees. Now be careful, you know, protect your nugget. Make sure these doors don't fall on top of your head because they really knock it out of your hearts. And we don't have a football helmet in this game, so you really got to keep the nugget safe. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and drop a stamp there for that. And then there is another Karak seed. You know what, I'm going to come back through and do this other stuff the right way later. For right now, I just kind of want to stay on path, head toward that pin. We're going to kind of sort of follow the river, but kind of not. I want to hit this bad boy nest first. And truth be told, I don't think there's anything great here. It just happens to be on the way. We might get some arrows out of the crates. Oh yeah, and we got stealth now, guys. Check this out. Like, how cool is this, right? Hi! Haha, suckers! That weapon was definitely overkill for the situation, but it's so much fun. Alright, folks. Since we did the work, I'm going to get my chest. But again, nothing super fabulous. It just happened to be on the way is all. Not only that, again, I want to check these crates for arrows. Normally I'd be buying arrows by now. I kind of forgot to talk about that. When we went to the stable, I should have bought some arrows from Beetle. I also could have bought them in Kakariko. Also at the Dueling Pete stable, I could have bought some. So yeah, I've definitely been dropping the ball there on that. But guys, again, to save on the weapons, and you know, you can use bombs too. Yeah, that works, but it also spreads the stuff out all over Oblivion. So I find this is much more controlled. Just using Magnesis here. Yeah, it takes a few extra seconds. But I find it saves time running around looking for stray arrows and stuff that got away from you. Oh, that one did not bust. That's like an extra strengthened crate, apparently. Oh, so is that one? Okay. Maybe it works better if you hold still before releasing it. Yeah, see, I'm getting in a rush, I guess. The thing's got to be pretty still. So it, like, pancakes down on top of the other one flat. It's kind of like belly flopping. But these just seem to be extra tough crates today. I normally don't have these issues. And guys, also in this river, there's some goodies. A couple of chests that are floating by. And more shock arrows. So if you need them, get them. Matter of fact, I think there's a sunken chest or two. There might even be a knight's bow over here somewhere. And wow, if we can get a knight's bow here real quick. Yeah. That'll be awesome. You know what, yeah, I'm going to come back and loot this stuff later because I'm getting way ahead of myself. This is another stream for sure. There's a lot here, guys. Like, Karak seeds, chests. The only thing I'm going to try to get now is the knight's bow if one exists. And honestly, I can't remember. That might be it. That was not a knight's bow. Okay, so maybe I'm mistaken on this. Old man memory, guys, I know. Could be this one, maybe, possibly, perhaps. I don't know why I think there's a knight's bow here. Or maybe I'm thinking master mode. You know what, scratch that. That's master mode. There would be a balloon enemy here. With a chest, and I think you get a knight's bow either out of his chest or off his person. But that's why I'm thinking there's a knight's weapon here. So if you happen to be playing master mode, hey guys, there's a knight's bow here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just keep on, you know, going toward this shrine here. And again, guys, Korok Seed's looting. I know, it's everywhere. There's 10,000 directions to go, and there's only one way I want to go. But the 10,000 other directions are the ways that make you unintentionally end up going. And guys, we're going to need crickets for, you know, potions. Not only that, we need 10 crickets for a side quest in Hatno. So when we go to upgrade our Sheikah Slate, that'll be more rupees. Alright, so there's Fishy Fishy. There's other Fishy Fishy. And the whole reason we all came here, Hestu. Not only that there is a shrine, I'll go ahead and scoop that up while I'm here. Actually, we'll do that last. Yeah, I'm already here. Mental arguments. They persist. Oh yeah, this shrine. This one gets a lot of folks stuck, especially new players. And I know, guys, like playing with parts like you're back in kindergarten and you're playing with like blocks and stuff. That's kind of like how I feel in these shrines. It's like we're back in kindergarten and it's just as frustrating. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try to like slow walk this at first, and then you can kind of speed up. But that should keep them all more or less stacked, and that should help speed things up a little bit for you. But we have to get up here and get kind of like a plank so that we can actually exit the freaking shrine. And there's a chest up here, by the way. Wait, there isn't a chest up here. I guess it was just that one. Okay, disregard. Once again, start slow walking. Then you can kind of speed up. But what we're looking for is... Oh, I lost it. Yikes! Yeah, so this can kind of catch you on the head and they really hurt. But we're looking for this, like, darkened colored column here on the wall. And we're going to kind of, like, put it right in the middle of that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just use that darker colored wall as kind of like a guide stone. And we're going to stack all the blocks back up. And then we will need this thing, and you're gonna have to pull it like all the way up to get up and over this like ledge where the exit is, and then just release it, and it should kind of stay there and make a little bit of a bridge. And hopefully that helps you guys out. So if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright guys, we're almost done here. As soon as we get Hestu, that'll end this stream, but that also opens up the rainforest. And guys, I am so ready for the rainforest. We are going to walk away from that rainforest absolutely 100% hands down combat capable. We're going to kill Lionels, we're going to kill Talus, we're going to kill black enemies, just whatever, you know, Bobkins, Lizals, just, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an absolute party. So yeah, rainforest, here we come. Alright guys, here's Hestu. And I'm going to do all weapons. All 5 weapons at this point. And this is why we took the time to get the seeds, guys, because they start getting more and more expensive as you progress. So here in the beginning, you know, they're cheap. 1 seed, 2 seeds, 3 seeds. But not long here, they're going to really start getting more expensive. So yeah, 30-something seeds might feel like a lot, but they're going to start going pretty quick here. And you'll watch that happen here as I get these 5 slots. See, we're already up to 5, so now we're already in the 20s on our seeds. And it only gets more expensive from there, guys. Like, the final slot, I think, is 55 Korok seeds. Like, ouch! Who made that decision? I'll buy him a nice warm beer. Alright, folks, almost done. Almost done. 12 seeds! What, are they trying to kill us? But hey, we had it. We had the technology. We had it. So this is the way I now like to move forward in my game. You know, Kakariko, Hestu, real quick milk run. We'll go back through and do the looting stuff later. For right now, we're good to go. So basically, his third location is going to be in the Karak Forest. And guys, just to show you on the map, it's kind of like way out of the way. It's like way up here somewhere. And there's a way to get there pretty quick and easy. You need the horse. And you can just kind of use the roads and the path. But we'll get to that, guys. For right now, for the purposes of the rainforest, we're ready. We got plenty of bow slots for, you know, this point. We've got plenty of weapon spots for this point. We're going to be walking away from there with just tons of royal weapons, guys. I'm so excited to show you guys this like you have no idea. Go ahead and drop a hard save. You know, truth be told, that should have been my thumbnail. Stabbing Hestu in the brain for giving me poop if I find all his seeds. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Definitely always appreciate your company. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys, I always appreciate that. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Alright, folks, I'll stay on chat here for just a few minutes. I kind of want to catch up and see what I missed. Oh, wow, I missed a grip. I missed a grip. I'm just gonna skim these, folks. I want to read chat. You know, I love the chat. So, but wow, I missed a grip. Maybe I need to do a better job of like taking more frequent breaks. Yeah, definitely loving the chat. Okay, I think I finally found out where I left off a long time ago, and wow, it's way up there. There's like pages here. Blood Moon. Yeah, Brad, you said seems like a really quick Blood Moon. That's my typical experience in Breath of the Wild. That first one comes awful fast, and that's why I was like, on that first playthrough, I was like, gotta get to the rainforest, gotta get to the rainforest, because I knew that Blood Moon was coming, even though you don't, you know, kill a ton of stuff. I think they do that by design, maybe, just to kind of show you the storyline and show you the Blood Moon and what it's all about. But yeah, more often than not, that first Blood Moon comes pretty quick. Konnichiwa, the gamer, I don't know what that means. I've heard the word, I've said the word, but not sure what exactly that means. Until you electrocute a horse. Yep, Marigold, you know me. That is my method. That's how we get it done. Brian Austin. Hello, I'm not sure if I said hi to you yet. Not sure if I missed you yet. But yeah, we definitely got our 5-star speedster. Yeah, Marigold, I hear you on tooling. Believe me, I'm always hitting that button. It takes me a while, you know, to register that tooling isn't there anymore. Definitely missed that. I wish you could, like, aim. Rivali's Gale, you know, you can go up or you can go straight. I don't know, maybe that's a thing in the Switch 2 edition. I guess I'll find out when I get there, but that would have been nice to have if it's not. Oh, Sonny, you've never seen a purple horse. Yeah, they're there. A lot of times I think they just kind of all look blue. But there's definitely different shades. Oh, Keely, you're saying on my first playthrough I got the horse on the first try? Cool. Most of the time I get it first go. There's that rare occasion where it's just not the 5-star speedster, even though it only had the 3 spurs. But more often than not, I get it first go. Just on that dry run I did a couple of days ago, I definitely did not get it first go. And I was so sure I had it too, it was pretty funny when I figured out I didn't. So Jim Lewis, I'm reading your post about like how many hours I have. It's definitely in the thousands. If I were to add up the hours from the Wii U, which is what I started playing Breath of the Wild on, there was already thousands of hours in on that before I even posted videos. I've played Breath of the Wild many times since because I just love the game so much. The Switch has thousands of hours on it. Now the Switch 2 is starting to rack them up. So yeah, it's a lot. I'm not proud of it, but it was fun. Sylvia, I'm reading your question. Do I have the Switch 2? Yes, this is absolutely the Switch 2 that I'm playing on right now. Excuse me. Uh-oh, controllers are dying. $700 for a Switch 2? Golly! I mean, $450 is already a big ask. $700. And you know, the thing only probably costs like $100 to manufacture. That's ouch. Like, ouch. And 100 might be generous. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't work in the factories, but I know things cost a fraction of what they charge, to put them on the shelf. Thanks, Sunny Family. I just read your comment. Nice headshot. Yeah, I was missing a lot in the beginning, but I started zeroing in better as I went. It was like I had to warm it up or something. I don't know. I was a little bit off today. Love in the chat, guys. I'm just going to skim most of this because, again, I've got pages here to go through. But I want to read them. So if it takes a few minutes, I'm okay with that. But if I don't respond to each one of you, I apologize. There's quite a lot here. Oh, yeah, Sean RF, those fairies down there, I think where you're talking about is by the horse god. So, I've ridden past here a million times before I started noticing them, because I always have fairies, when I got to that point in my game. But then when I found that new route, the rainforest and, the horse gear and stuff, I went there with no fairies, and I was like, oh my god, there's fairies here. So yeah, it was just one of those hidden secrets that was kept from myself, because I had always come here later game and just always had them. So you'd never know, unless you were down to 2 or less fairies. Definitely good stuff. Dee Dee, my mom can beat your mom. I remember those. Wow, that really takes me back. Yeah, Dee Dee, the stealing from the Sleeping Hinox, I've already done that once. That was in tonight's stream, earlier on. We went right off the Great Plateau. Actually, that might have been the Great Plateau video I did that yesterday. But, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Absolutely love that mechanic in the game. So Marigold, I just read your comment about the blood moon having still been on the Great Plateau and having a blood moon hit. I've had that happen. Just, you know, again, checking every little nook and cranny because I couldn't help myself. And I was like, wow, I was here and I have a blood moon now. Like, I couldn't believe I let that happen. Jim Lewis, we should have a pool going on with her, and I got the speedster horse. Awesome. Oh yeah, Dee Dee, Shadow would have been a great horse name, just because it's like a darkened color and stuff. Definitely would have been a cool name. Yeah, or Stealth, as Jim said. Yeah, Marigold, I'm reading your comment there about the shock traps. I'm not sure if I know how to do that in Breath of the Wild with what I have. I usually just use shock arrows because it does the same thing. It kind of messes them up a little bit and you can go in and just kind of wail on them, but the shock trap is automated. They just stand there and die. So I don't know. I might have to play with that a little bit when I get into one of these shrines. Oh, I did it in Breath of the Wild. Okay, Jim, I don't remember doing that. Thanks for reminding me. That's right, I did do one in Breath of the Wild, Master Mode. So I'll have to remember how I did that now, and I think I had an electric weapon at that point, though, so I don't have one now. I might have to redo the Master Mode playthrough, too, on the Switch, too. I don't know. I'll have to see. I might get burned out on BotW again by then, but right now, I am nowhere near that territory. Hey, Seiza777, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Can I notice a huge difference in the upgrade? It feels like the same game to me. I'm having every bit as much fun as I've always had. I don't feel like I'm having any more fun. The only real difference I found so far is the graphic improvement. Does that warrant the cost of the Switch 2? Probably not in and of itself for me personally. Like, I probably would have waited on this had it not been for the channel. But, you know, if you're a real big buff on graphics and stuff like that, yeah, it's noticeable. Like, it's definitely there. So you will not be wasting your money if you really want the upgraded graphics. So I guess you just really need to decide, is it worth the extra money? But as far as just the gameplay goes, I'm having a blast just like I always have. As a matter of fact, when I was doing the Switch 1, you know, 3 days leading up to this to do the dry run to check the route out and stuff, I was sitting here just dancing on the couch the whole time, just having a blast. And I was like, wow, I'm having this much fun on the Switch 1 still. Like, what's the Switch 2 gonna bring? And now that I'm playing it, I'm like, kind of not really anything other than the improved graphics. Awesome, the gamer. Thank you so much. He said I'm your first subscriber. Hey, Fiji Paws. Good morning for you. Yes. I think you're somewhere in that part of the world where the time zones are definitely in the morning. Your sun is just not coming up if I'm doing the math right in my head. Or it's been up for a few. But yeah, welcome. Good to see ya. Oh, it's noon for the gamer. Noon. I'm not a great geography person. I'm getting my time zones all mixed up right now. Good night, Keely. I know I missed you already, but have a good night. Dee Dee, I just heard your comment about Sparkles being another well-fitting name. Coca, Keely, yep. Of course, you know, it's all Day late and $1 short, but if I get other horses that are that color, I've already got names picked out, so this is awesome. Jim Lewis, I'm reading your comment about your wife yelling at you about your drone. Good stuff. I love it. Yep, Dee Dee, the talking broccoli stock. No freaking kidding. Like, this guy creeps me out. Yeah, he's icky. I think they could have done a better job on him. I wish they made him look like the Deku tree from the Wind Waker, with like little fireflies buzzing around him and stuff. That would have been cool. Oh yeah, guys, I'm reading your chat about, you know, saying best of luck and happy hunting or whatever. If I break the shrine videos out, they're already basically recorded, so I kind of end each one thinking that might be the end of different videos at different times. So sorry if that's confusing. I guess I should have talked about that. Yeah, it's funny, Jim. I'm just looking at your post about, you know, the shrines in the first playthrough. I did separate them all out. I felt like it was important to have good, quick help, you know, just for the shrines. And a lot of people have found my channel through the shrine videos, so it ended up being a smart bet anyway. Didi, I like your bingo board idea. I used to sit in staff meetings and we had like staff meeting bingo. So anytime somebody said a line, you know, you can just stupid words like that were only said in staff meetings because people wanted to sound smarter than they really were. Here is one of my favorite made-up words, verbiage. The verbiage on that paperwork needs to say bingo. I got bingo. How about that verbiage? Gold Rush Mountain. Here we come. Yep, that's going to be another upcoming. Gold Rush Mountain is so much fun. Jim Lewis, I know you were trying to tell me there are whole fairies in your hands. I'm sorry, I was away from the chat window. You were trying to save me. You tried so hard. So guys, if I ever do become known, I'm definitely going to have merchandise, and I want fun stuff, like the Rolodex we talked about last night, or yesterday. For like recipes and stuff. Awesome idea, like a LevelUp Royal Rolodex. 3x5 cards, you know. That would be another cool thing to have, is like LevelUp Royal Bingo. I might need you guys' permission for this, though, because it wasn't technically my idea. Maybe share some royalties or something. Oh, the gamer, I'm reading your question about how do we get the bone armor, the one that gives bone proficiency. So there's two options for that. One is going to be if you have the DLC, we could have already gotten it. We could have just jetted out to the rainforest like I did in my first series, gotten all 3 chests, you're ready to rock and roll. You've already got it upgraded, you don't have to go to a fairy fountain. Actually, you can't. It kind of comes with the bone attack up. So assuming you already have the weapon, you got the super suit, you're ready to rock and roll. But for you non-DLC users, there's a little bit more to that. After the rainforest, guys, we're going to go out to Gerudo. And then we're going to get the super suit out of Gerudo. You have to buy it. Then you have to go to the second Great Fairy Fountain, also in Gerudo, upgrade it. Easy peasy, guys. I got you covered. We're going to have this thing very soon. As a matter of fact, another reason we're going to the rainforest, Lumina Stones. We're going to need tons of Lumina Stones to get that thing A, bought, and then B, upgraded. So yeah, I'm going to have you covered. We're going to knock it out, bada bing, bada bang. We're all going to be bone attacked up out the yin yang. We're all going to be Dragonbone Moblin clubbed out the yin yang. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm actually getting super excited right now just thinking about it. I'm spamming the A button. Yep. When I get my new controller, hopefully it's quieter and y'all won't hear that so bad. Unless I'm really just, you know, jacking on the thing. You're so welcome, Sylvia, and thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Definitely happy to hear that you enjoyed it. I know it was a long one today. Wow, we're 3 hours. Yeah, I should probably get going here. I'll just catch up on the last few comments here, and then I'll definitely bid you all farewell. Yeah, long throw, Marigold. I can already feel the frustration because I was getting a lot of long throws in my dry run. I was like, man, it's TOTK all over again. Now the Switch 2 is broken. Oh no, I did it on the Switch 1. So hopefully the Switch 2 isn't broken. And I don't get long throw all over the place. Dee Dee, you already have a list to get me going. Cool. Yeah, Wanda, the Rolodex. You would have the everything would be on there. Super suit upgrade requirements, meal recipes, anything and everything I could come up with to put on 3x5 cards. That'd be so much fun. I still like the name WandaVision, but again, I don't want Marvel to sue me, so I don't know if I can get away with that. But yeah, more to come. But I have to get known first. You know, this may never happen. It's like daydreaming about if I were a billionaire, what would I do with the money? Give it all away because I wouldn't know what else to do with all the money. But anyway, guys, I do need to get going. 3 hours. My leg is definitely falling asleep by now, and it's starting to kind of hurt. So anyway, again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Definitely much love. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow morning at noon Central Time for the next. And guys, it's Rainforest time. I am so excited. Until the next time, peace out, y'all.